sure to nourish you in this venerated mind of the man. And since this was in this
Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good evening. I first want to say that I'm here today for as long as I can be. If you were just here when I first launched the stream, you saw that right out the gate we had problems. I again shut down the software. I did updates. I ran a test on the software. I clicked to troubleshoot it, and I just don't know what we're gonna get, but we're gonna try. First of all, I want to say make sure to thumbs up the stream, everybody. Thumbs up the stream, because one of the things that I'm going to talk about in this stream, as you saw in the thumbnail, is that the murderer of Jordan Neely, they've raised over $1 million for him in days for a murderer of our brother. And I sit here, I can't get you to even thumbs up. You see, this is the difference between us and white people. I don't know what it is about your mind or who you are that you can't even just draw that connection. You're like, fuck, and feel like shit, you know? $1 million, thumbs up. $1 million, thumbs up. Pathetic. So, you know, when you see stuff like that, increasingly for myself, as someone who loves our people so much, increasingly I am losing that love, I must tell you, because it'll wear you down. You know, I don't know what it's like to give birth. I never will, obviously, but I just think about a mother who has a child who has either hurt her or has gone so far astray she just can't seem to save that child in some way. What must she feel? You know, does she just divorce herself for that child. Um, and how far is she supposed to go to try to save her child? You know, that's how I feel. Um, I feel like what's like you wasting your time to make something happen that never will, you know. Um, it's the little things. That's why I highlight them so much, because I've always told you one of the finite principles of life is if you can't do the small things, you cannot do the big things. You can't. So when I sit before you and say thumbs up, you're sitting right in front of me, you see me talking. It's not like you didn't remember or you didn't know. I'm sitting right here talking to your pathetic ass. And one of the stories I'm about to do is about a dude who murdered one of our brothers, murdered him, and their people have come out of their pocket. Fuck a thumbs up. They thumbs the fuck up to over $1 million. And you can't fucking thumbs up. Go away. I always say this, and I shouldn't have to say it. You know, it's like I'm talking to 3-year-old children. If you can't thumbs up this stream, take your bitch ass away, and I pray you die. And I pray that the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits and your genitalia. I mean that shit. I mean that just sure as I'm sitting here. I mean that. Because the day is gone for babying our people and nicety and pleading with you and shit. I don't have that in me. I go to a point and then it's time to just strike on your fucking jugular and tell you to go away and die the fuck off. Because you are representative and indicative of what is holding us back. If you can't sit on a fucking YouTube stream and thumbs up a video, we're never going to get you in the streets to do anything. Revolution is out. The fight for anything for our people is out. Because you won't do the shit that doesn't cost you any energy, time, or money. You definitely not going to do some shit that causes you to actually have to get off your fucking ass and leave your house and put yourself in harm's way potentially, or spend money, or travel, or lift something, or do anything where you could possibly break a nail even. You're the worst. You're the worst. You're the worst. You're the worst. You are the worst. You're the worst. And I ask myself all the time, why do you do this, Jedi? Why? And for those of us who do understand and who are sincere and who are devoted, we are in a small minority. We're outnumbered by those who are feckless, who are worthless. And we have to wish for them to die off too, everybody. We have to. We have to. You know, it's like if you were starving and you would definitely pray for food. If you were homeless, you would pray for shelter. If you were without a job, you'd be praying for a job. This is no different. We have to pray for the very deaths of those who stand in the way of our progress. That means starting with our own fucking people. Black African people in this bitch. First and foremost. Because it's always the ones that are close to you that can hurt you the most. And it's always those among us who can be counted on to backstab and betray us and to drag on our wing. We must wish for their deaths. I implore you in your prayers to ask the Creator for that. Don't be afraid and don't be ashamed. Just ask your Maker to kill these people off, destroy them, vanquish them, exterminate them from existence. Because we've got to get all the weeds out of the way if we're ever going to make progress as a people. We have to. And to that point, I was going to begin with him. But to this very point, I'll begin with this bitch ass William Smokey Robinson. That's his full name, if you didn't know that. And he has been itching my ass over the last at least couple years with this, and I see that it's back again. you know, and he looks like a clown, you know. We got to be very suspect. I believe, and I've seen, and I think I've shown there's a direct correlation, you know, how we look as a people, as individuals, is also information about the character of that individual. You know, many years ago, I was going to do a book, and I still may do the book, you know, before my time is up. Trying to show that there's only a certain number of tribes, if you will, that Allah has created of humans, and that in those you find the same attributes. You know, I was having a conversation with somebody a while back, and I've had this conversation many times, quite frankly, about how your name, whatever your last name is, that's something else. But somehow, whatever your first name is, you kind of like, yeah, that's who you are. You know, I've never really run into people where their first name doesn't really fit them. You can imagine them being even some other name, even. It so fits, you know. And to that end, I am absolutely clear that we have to be very careful about certain lighter skinned people that have certain characteristics, because there's nuance to that, to each shade. And, you know, I did a fantastic, brilliant piece, if I must say so myself, years ago. It's one of my earliest pieces of work for YouTube, on my old channel, called Dark-Skinned Black Men Who Wear Glasses. There's a direct correlation with that. And I knew that before you ever met me, before there was such thing as YouTube. You know, going back to even high school, one of the things I outlined in that video was this guy that I knew that was in my band. He played tuba. His name was Darren Amos. Dark-skinned, black dude that wore fucking glasses. Sell out from hell. This dude named David Jacobs that my stepmother, me and my sister that passed away, that was 1 year older than me, we believed the bitch was having an affair with him. Dark-skinned black man that wore glasses. You know, but in that video I outlined a rack of famous people that you would know to illustrate this. There's definite correlation there, a definite correlation, you know. So Smokey Robinson is one of these, you know. I actually have a real life picture of him here someplace that one of my buddies who lives out in the valley met Smokey Robinson years ago, and like in a store, because my buddy Brad is like a vegetarian. In fact, he mainly just does juice, and then Smokey Robinson is some kind of a vegetarian or vegan or some shit. And he looks like a clown, you know. Hopefully I'm not in the way. Let me bring you in. I was not going to start with this, but because of the fecklessness of the audience, I'm forced to start with this. Let's see, is this thing on? Wait a minute. And as I said to you, we got to be over. I don't care if they're related to you. I don't care if it's your mama. You got to be over that bitch if she is holding us back, dude. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, it's all or nothing, you know. We can't accept anything less than that. I don't care if it's your mama. That bitch gotta go. Period. That's what it is. Okay, I'm not understanding what's going on. Why don't I see me? Okay, I see me. I don't know why this one is not there. What's going on? Dude, what's going on? Dude. Dude, I don't understand. What's going on? Dude. Oh. Dude. There it is, dude. Alright. I'm a little bit in the way, but it doesn't matter because his face will burn your eyes anyways. Alright, let's hear this now. from William Smokey Robinson. He believes that, what was the charge he's saying? We'll hear it. We'll hear it. All right, here we go.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American.
Fuck you, you fake ass, clown looking ass, fossil, pterodactyl ass bitch. Because nobody else has an issue. Korean American, Latino American, Asian American, Chinese American, British American, it doesn't matter. This is the only, nobody else says this. No one else. Hear this. No one else does this. It's just like when I've said to you, there's no other culture of people whose men publicly speak negatively about their women. Only fucked up ass niggas do that shit. And this is no different. He's an old bitch, but this is why I've also told you the old ones have to die off. I'm very clear that the older generation needs to shut up or die the fuck off. That's the only choices. Shut up or die off. That's it. There's no in between. If you can't shut up, then you have to die off. Shut up. Because they have held and continue to hold us back, and this is another example of that. That doesn't mean that at all. And ironically, nobody else, I don't even hear anybody else in our community saying this. You know, some people have an issue with, different nuances, but not like this. So, just like Gladys took her bitch ass to sing the national anthem when everybody else is boycotting the shit, that old bitch needs to die. We pray for that. May Allah make that so. And we will not be sad when the bitch croaks, because that's consistency. So now, why is Smokey there? Why? You got about 5 minutes left, inshallah, to live. So shut up and go away. He's not even understanding, and is even black. What's his real history? Does he understand that we have a place of origin? And then this American, when every fucking day they're showing you you're not an American. You're not. You're not. I'm never in the right place, because if I saw Smokey, I'd just punch him in his fucking face. In them fake ass cheekbones and that pulled back ass face he's got now. Hear that again now. And Chris Wallace, with his chicken neck ass, is the one. They eat this stuff up, man. We are a public embarrassment on earth. If there is no heaven after this, black people, you have wasted your entire fucking existence. You meant nothing to existence. I want you to really think about that. If there is no afterlife, you wasted your entire fucking existence. You wasted it. You wasted it. And I hope you feel that shit when you're laying on your deathbed, when they give you the diagnosis. One of the first thoughts that I want to come to your mind is, I did absolutely fucking nothing but waste my fucking life. That's what I want to be on your mind. Hear this.
I think that when they call black people,
When they call. No, bitch. We call. We decide.
who were born and raised for generations in this country.
So, I don't know what state Smokey is from. Let's just get him in here. Let's see. I think he might be from wherever fucking Motown is. Can't remember. Detroit. Where is Smokey Robinson born?
Smokey Robinson was born in Detroit.
The bitch is from Detroit, as I said. I'm gonna choke. He's born in February. I think he's a Pisces. He missed it by 1 day. Thank God. But, so, he probably doesn't live in Detroit now because he's way too fancy for that. So, your mother is no longer your mother, and your birthplace is no longer your birthplace. So you should just tear up your birth certificate too, Smokey. According to what you're saying. You see. Because it doesn't matter.
If you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American.
Is he on fucking drugs? It says African American. I say fuck the American. You just want to call yourself an African because that's what I do. There's no clout in calling yourself an American. In fact, it's déclassé, really. It's a takedown. It's like big, tiny. African, prestige, culture, history, everything. And then American. You just killed it. It's like Ferrari with, fake sheepskin seat covers. You just took it down. You just took it. Or Mercedes-Benz with regular unleaded. You just took it down. You see? This is that. And he knows that. You don't accept being born. And then he says Chicago, which is where I'm from, so he definitely needs to be fucked. You see? Look at, he looks like a fucking bitch. A mummy. Look at this shit.
Says that you don't accept being an American American.
No, he's having the identity crisis because I think he secretly thinks he's white anyways. And he's definitely in love with white people and all of that. Fuck Smokey Robinson. He is not a legend. He's not a hero. And when he finally croaks, if I'm still living, I will get on here and say, thank God his bitch ass died. That's it.
You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born.
So why don't you call yourself Detroit then? According to what he's saying there, just call yourself Detroit then, Smokey. Because we're just going to go by what he says. He should just call himself Detroit. Because otherwise he's not accepting that he's Detroit. Stop the video when I lie. He's not accepting that he's Detroit. By calling himself an American. He just disrespected Detroit and everyone that lives there. He just did it. You heard it. You saw it.
For generations, your family has been here.
Doesn't matter. It's like I've given you the analogy. You bring an African violet from Africa. When does it stop being an African violet? When? And you are born in wherever you live now. And you move to, the Philippines or some shit. Do you stop being your parents' child now? Oh, I live in, Atlanta now or some shit. Yeah, my parents are no longer related to me. You see. I mean, I want to just punch him in his fucking face. That's it. That's the only impulse that I have when I see this shit.
You built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that,
Yeah, but it was Africans that did it, dumb fucking pterodactyl.
Fought in every war, okay? So, this is my country here. So you had to get rid of Africa. But he has there was something I saw a while, not too long back, that let me know he just hates being associated with Africa, period. At all. Just, that's it. You see? We need to find out where a lot of these famous black people live, everybody. And we need to make their life a very difficult existence. Very difficult. And it's very easy to find out where fucking people live now. Very easy. Very easy. You don't have to do a lot. You can find out where these fucking people live. A lot of it's public knowledge. I don't want to be called African American.
Well, then that's you, bitch. Say, I'm a sellout, faggot-ass bitch who doesn't know who the fuck I am. I look like a pterodactyl. I'm fucked up completely, inside and out, and I just don't want to be called an African American. And then just take your bitch ass away and die then. No problem. But don't visit this vomit on us. It injures the rest of us. It injures. You understand? Nobody should be out there speaking for the family who is not the proper representative. That's just like you have an upstanding family and then your fucking crackhead sister is out there making statements and shit. You out there and say, that's a dead bitch. That's a dead bitch. You understand? That's a dead bitch. You go out there and snatch her ass back and make sure she makes no more statements ever again about anything.
I'm an American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
So then you're not black either, Smokey, which we know that. And not your people, because Africans did that, and you're not one of us. So you didn't do anything by your own vomit, your own fucked up reasoning, you see? But this is what we're dealing with, everybody. This is what we're dealing with. This is why I had to spend 10 minutes telling people to just thumbs up the fucking stream. I'm sick and tired of us. I'm sick and tired of us. And especially in today's age where this medium is a reality, where you can literally communicate with many thousands of us with the click of a mouse and do untold things. If we just could understand, we got to have the unity. I saw a video in the last day or two. This sister, I know this because the store that I used to have as my retail store, there's a sister that has it now. She has a beauty supply. She's a hateful bitch, so I'll never be able to do an interview with her. Hold on. But, unplug this. I got way too much going on. But I saw a sister, this video, and this sister was talking about how, what I know, we know this, many of us know this, how the suppliers, the Korean suppliers that supply the most of the products to these beauty supplies, they don't, it's very difficult for black beauty supply owners to get products to stock their shelves, especially the high demand stuff. You know, there's certain kind of hair that I can't call the name of, just some like, ooh, that's the it hair. And in fact, this sister was saying at one point, sometimes she's had to use other people, like I guess Asians or some, I don't know, she didn't say, she goes, I had to use other faces to call them to get some of the products. You feel what I'm telling you? And again, it goes to our lack of action. You will not do the shit that doesn't even cost you anything. You don't have to get off your fat ass. You don't have to make any sacrifice. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do any fucking thing, but just don't do shit, and you won't do it. So you're not worth the blood, the sweat, the energy, the grief, the angst of somebody like me or any of the ancestors that went before us. You're not worth that, and you're not a beneficiary of that. You're not heir to that. You're a fucking Klingon, a freeloader, an ungrateful bitch. That's what you are. That's what you are. Because in this case, why can't we get our sisters? How many times have I walked into nail salons? Just walked in and said, sisters, why are y'all sitting up in here letting these fucking people do your nails and shit? Is there not one of y'all sisters in here that can do this? Y'all can't get together and do your own nails and your feet? Y'all can't do that? And I get silence. They look at me. You could tell they're just stuck. Wallahi, I've done this. Because I'm sick and tired of it. Same thing with the beauty supply. Don't go. Don't go. But you are a people without self-discipline. You have no control over just you, the individual. You, damn it. Fine, you can't control the weather. You can't predict the future. You don't know the lottery numbers. You not heir to any, gold or some shit. But you have command over this, your vessel, this, you, that houses your soul. Damn! I said to you, when I was in Senegal, I was on the roof of my brother's their apartment one day. So much came to me when I would go up and sit on that roof, y'all. And one day I was sitting up there and this came out of the heavens. The soul governs the body. No, the soul governs the body must submit to the soul. Boom, it just came out of me. It just came to me. I just went, whoa, that is gotta be divine. I'm just sitting there watching the birds, man. And this comes to me like that. I told my brothers. And then I needed to contemplate, what does that mean? I knew what it meant on its face, but it's always deeper than whatever you get on the first revelation, you know? But I cite it now because if you can't control your own vessel, you need to die off. You're worthless. You're a liability to yourself, your family, and everyone who knows you. Because you don't have a constitution and you don't have control over just you. Just you. We just finished Ramadan as Muslims. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. We observe this every year. For 30 days, we abstain from everything from sunup to sundown. Nothing crosses the palate except for your spit. And while Ramadan is the month of the Quran, it is and fasting, but it is also, the purpose of this is to instill self-restraint and self-control into the Muslim. So we have control of our fear, our impulses, our urges, our desires, our temptations and weaknesses, all those things. You don't have it. As a people, you don't have it. And it's out on display. Look at them. How many times did I brought you videos on my old channel where one of our people would be disrespected in a business right there at the point of purchase? It's none but black people. And then that person, then the next person, as soon as they get disrespected, that person just go up and buy their shit. They all need to be killed off. Every one of them. There are no survivors. Because what's automatic to me, I witnessed that shit, it's over for me too. I have to make another choice now. This ain't it. That's the height of betrayal, disloyalty, fuckery. Wow. Unreal. Unreal. Fuck Smokey Robinson and that greasy fat bitch that gave birth to him. That bitch. And as I say, consistency dictates that whenever he croaks or anything bad happens to him, we will rejoice. We will rejoice. Because what we must be over is giving refuge and respect and status or any of that to anyone who stands against the culture. When you say things that injure and hold us back, that's a problem. Now, I don't know what order I was going to go in because now that I'm out of order now. I didn't really have a specific order, but I think I kind of felt an order. But I'm just going to go where my heart leads me now. So first let me come and see who's here. Then I want to go to my next piece. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces that I want to try to bring and highlight. They're all somewhat interconnected in many ways. Whatever. It's time to separate the weeds from the grass, everybody. But you, the individual, have got to get serious. You, the individual, have to get serious. You, damn it, you. It begins with one. Do you understand? And one of the attributes about you is you stand on the wall waiting for everybody else. Well, I don't want to be the first. Well, I want to see what everybody else is going to do. Let me see. Fuck you. Make a stand. Make a stand. You make a stand. You. Fuck what everybody else is going to do. How about you make a stand? You. I've always done that. This is one of the things that makes me sick. I don't think I'm better than anybody. And because I came up in such a sheltered environment, I only had my natural instincts to move on. And that's what I've done my entire life. So I know if it's natural to me, damn it, it's natural to you, and you're just not doing the shit on purpose. I know that to be true. I know it. I know it. I know it. Because the natural instinct is not to wait on somebody else. You'd be like, well, this will need to be done. Let me do that. That's just it. It's nothing. It's not even an issue. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm over it. First, let me read who's here. Then I'll come back and maybe, well, we'll see. Cheryl Bryant, a big shout out to you. Sweet D, a big shout out to you, Queen. Cheryl, you say Jedi, the live stream was buffering. What happened, King? Same thing we've been dealing with lately with this, Cheryl. Simply Sandra, I simply love you. I'm simply glad you're here. And good evening to you. Inshallah, well, just hopefully you've gotten the package. If you didn't, then just you can call me when you get it. I don't know what that is, son. You say I have to something. Cheryl Jedi. Okay, you said that. Son. Oops. I have to step away for a moment. Okay. Black Beauty always. A big shout out to you. Hello Jedi and the Black Global family. Righteous Indignation. Big shout out to you, Queen. I feel you, Jedi. I get it 100%, 1000%. Okay, son, you're back. Andrea Smith, a big shout out to you, Queen. Yeah, way too much Botox, Sweet D. And I think it's Botox and like pulling. Like, I mean, he looks like a clown, dude. I have nothing for Smokey Robinson at all. At all. Fuck him. And I've been very concerned too over the last several years about some of his collaboration choices. You know, people I've seen, you know, he's you know, I don't know, these him, the Gladys types, people like that, they get, you know, they start filling their own ass when they get to a certain age now. And because all the work has been done for them. They didn't do a fucking thing, you know. They I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, but I pray that all their fucking money goes to the fucking white-ass Zionist Jews like it always does everybody else when they bitch has to scroll off and their families are in fucking destitute, abject poverty. I'm over it. I wish bad things on people who don't do righteous. That's what's right. Cheryl, you say Jedi. Where's it? Oh, you say Jedi. He was referring to the unique history that we have with this country because many of us. Cheryl, I'm coming to your house. Say that foundational Black American stuff to me again. I promise you, I will come to your house and strangle you myself. That's not what he was saying. Don't make excuses for him, Cheryl. We all heard it. That's not what he was saying. I know where you stand. That's not what he was saying. He's totally divorcing himself of us even being from Africa. And I also cited for you, that's not in this piece that we just saw, I cited that I have personal knowledge of other statements he's made that let me know clearly he's just not, he doesn't want to be associated with Africa at all. That's a whole different conversation than this foundational Black American thing. You see? And again, but you say, have never been to, many of us founders from African Americans have been in Africa. Our direct connection is here. It does not matter, Cheryl. I'm going to say this one more time, and I'm not saying it again. You know this already. You're one of my faithful. The fact of the matter is, I just gave you the example of the African violet. Fuck the African violet. When do you stop being your mother's child? Just because you're born? Are you only your mother's child when you're in her womb? That's it? That's it. So once she gave birth to you and named you your beautiful name, that's it. That's not your mama no more. That's it. You're a foundational child now, right? Is that what? Do I understand? You see, this is that. This is exactly that. I think that's a better analogy even. Africa is the womb. Just because you go any place else don't mean you stop being an African. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how many generations you are down the line. Do you understand? Anjane 23, a big shout out to you, Queen, and good evening. Sure, you say Jedi go in tonight heavy. Well, you know, I do what it comes out of me, you know. Sure, you say correct, Jedi. These brain dead Negroes still support these racist white supremacist Asians. Son, I will call you when I get the package. Thanks, Jedi. Yeah, because yeah, and I'll tell you the details of that whenever you get it and we speak. Anjane, I am still pissed about J-Lo performing the tribute to Motown Smokey took up for her. Yeah, that's right, huh? And we bitched him out at the time. Then Mexicans wouldn't let Beyonce do a damn Selena tribute. Yeah, them Mexicans, yeah. And I had that conversation with some Latinos earlier today. I was coming out of Dollar General. And there they were. I could see when I got out of my car, as soon as I pulled up, you could tell they wanted, because they were standing right in front, like leaning against the wall and everything, you know. And you could tell they wanted to pounce on me. I already know y'all, some Christian folks trying to propagate your bullshit. I'm over it. So, you know, they were like, God bless you when I went out. I was like, Dios te bendiga, as I went in. And I came out. And then I got in the car, but I had bought some chocolate. Because that's what I can do when I get a sweet tooth. So I go, I have some chocolate in the car. I can't stay. I know what you guys are here for. I'm not trying to be converted. I said, but I have a question for you. I was asking them in Spanish. I said, do you agree? Do you accept that the son of Mary, El Hijo de Miriam, was a black man that looked like me? Then it all got, well, you know, didn't she, what she said her name was Alexandria? Alexandria, I think she said her name was, the younger one. Because her and her husband, cute couple too, and her sister. You know, she wants to try and tell me how she's so in love with the Lord. I was like, that's all fine, but that wasn't my question. Do you accept he looks like me? Then I says, why don't you pull up Revelations 1:14 through 15, where it describes the Son of Mary. So when it says that he has hair of wool, that's not your hair or your husband's or your sister's. That's my hair. You understand? And his feet were like brass, as if burned in a furnace. That's not olive. That's not Latino. That's definitely not fucking white, etc., etc. I quoted Deuteronomy 18:18 for her, comparing because it speaks of Moses, and I just wanted to ask her if she accepted that Moses was also a black man. I asked her about Adam alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Yusuf, Joseph alayhi salam, and I was giving them the business about every time y'all have to, any of y'all, not just Latinos, just anybody that's not black, anytime you have to accept that anybody is black, then it all doesn't matter, and it's just all up in the air, and it doesn't matter. And in your case, you want to start telling me about your love of the Lord. Fuck your love of the Lord, bitch. I'm talking about, how did you think the man looked? That's what I want to know. What did he look like? You see? I'm over it. It just makes you want to crush people in their face, dude. I'm over it. You say, you go on Janae, to say, I agree with Cheryl. Smokey was referring to being the true Americans. But no, you guys don't help him out. Well, I'll just play the clip again. I'll just play it again. Because why not? Damn it, I deleted it. I mean, I already X'd it off because I'm done with that. I'm pretty sure I saved it in my bookmark. Because I'm consistent like that. Let's see. Let's look for Smokey Robinson's bitch ass. And I'll just let it play right through. I won't even say anything. As Jerry Springer used to say, I'll step out of it. I'll let you guys talk. I'll step out of it. He used to kill me with that. Like, you didn't go nowhere. I know so-and-so wants to talk to you. I'll step out of it and let you guys talk. I'll step out of it. Like he's just leaving the show and letting you guys just have it. So I'll step out of it. I'll step out of it. All right, where is fucking Smokey Robinson's bitch ass? Soul artist. Why soul artist doesn't want to be called African American? That's the title. He does not want to be called African American, and y'all are saying, let's just hear it again. He's not saying that. Y'all are being too nice. Stop it. This pterodactyl ass bitch, pterodactyl ass Botox staple receding hairline, fake eyebrows wearing ass bitch. Is there anything else? Oh, fossilized mummy. There's some other stuff. All right. Come on, switch over. Damn it. Okay. Listen very carefully now. Listen very carefully. Put your listening ears on. And they even have subtitles for you to read. So there's that. All right. I'll step out of it.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago or New York or Detroit or wherever you were born. For generations, your family has been here, you know, built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, you know, fought in every war, okay? So This is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
Okay. What he doesn't understand, obviously, is that they're not mutually exclusive. This does not in any way injure you, you Negroes who so desperately want to be connected to this fucking piece of shit. You can still have that. This is not either or. This is both and. But that's not what Pterodactyl is saying. He wants to get rid of, like, once you do that, then you erase your place of, or it's erasing your mother. We're back to that analogy. You just erase your mother. Just, no, that bitch never mattered. Nope, not her. Change your name and everything. Nope, I'm not related to my mother or my family. It's just me. I just autonomously came to be of my own. That's what the pterodactyl is pushing over. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. And nobody else is doing that. Nobody else is doing that. But you also, it's important that you understand that you never ever, especially what we see going on with Africa and the raping of Africa, the scramble for Africa, the fucking Kamala bitch being there to try and spread this gay bullshit there and all the other nonsense. We can never turn our back on that continent because A, that's still our home. That's where we still can go to. You understand? We still built this bitch and we are owed shit here. That's all fine. We have every right here. But let's not forget our mother. You understand? Everything has a pathology. Before you were here, you were there. Somebody had to give birth to somebody there. They gave birth to somebody there, birth to somebody there, birth to somebody there. They gave birth to somebody on a ship. They gave birth to somebody here. They gave birth to somebody there. And now here your black ass is now. A pathology. You understand? It's very simple. It's very simple. This is dangerous. Because if they can get you to turn your back on Africa, then they can just fucking move in. Which is what they're trying to do any damn way. No, don't ever, 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 ever deny your mother. That's how I speak about it in those terms. Don't deny your mother. Don't deny your mother. Don't deny your mother. Don't do it. And what is it? There's a lot of elders who feel the same way as him because they created the term African. No, it was Jesse Jackson who came up with the African American, which was the most appropriate term for us. Because remember, we were niggers, then we were colored, then we were black, then we were Negro. No, we were Negro, then we were black. Whatever order that went in. Then it was Jesse Jackson that said, no, we should be called African Americans because everybody else has their place of origin, their heritage, and then where they're at. Everybody else, they don't deny their place of origin. Even if they're 10th generation American here, they never lived in Korea, they never lived in Vietnamese or wherever the fuck else. They only lived here, but they still claim because they understand, rightly so. You understand? I mean, what's next? We just may as well deny God too, because why not? No, you're done creating me now. I'm here. I'm autonomous. I'm my own person now, so I don't need you. And I will not recognize myself as your creation. I'm here on my own now. I mean, it's that. You go on, Anjane, to say, have resources that prove this. Or I have resources that prove this. They were trying to disassociate us from our original title as American and as American Indians. Later, Negro Indians, so they could take our land and the rest of our rights here. Very deep. I'll come to Rella really quick. You say, Rella D, big shout out to you. You say, peace and blessed Jedi. I sent you a $10 Cash App. I am not Cash App savvy. I hope you got it. Okay, I'll check, Rella. Yes, this is you. I think this is you. Well, I'm gonna send you a heart right now, Rella, and you can just let me know if you got it. And thank you so much, because that's the other thing I'm going to bitch about later on, because here I'm trying to raise a lousy few $1,000s for this mosque in Ghana to repair and finish the mosque. I produced a video that's here on the channel, but it's also on the GoFundMe page. You can watch the video. I filmed the mosque while I was there. I did aerial shots. I did interiors. I went around it. I'm narrating. I added music. I did interviews. I interviewed the imam of the mosque and all that. And we need your help, everybody. And thank you to those of you who have donated. May Allah give you the blessing for your selfless act, and He will give you that. And but here, this guy in days. I'll just look and see when I do my video on the murder of Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely. I did that video 4 days ago. So in about 4 days, they've raised over $1 million for this asshole that murdered Jordan. My people can't come off $1, $5, whatever you got. If you ball in, you can add more, whatever you got. It's just, it's the principle of it for me, y'all. It's always that for me. Because it's not just about trying to raise the money for the mosque. It's about, damn it, can we move together on anything? If we can't put in our pennies for a fundraiser for a cause, we're never going to have grocery stores. We're never going to have theaters and airports and grocery stores and shit like we had in our thriving black towns that we used to have in this bitch. We're never going to have it, because that was a time when our people easily and very quickly put their money together. That's it. Strength in numbers. You don't gotta be balling. If you balling, you do what you can. If you ain't balling, I know you got at least $1 because you watching me. Whatever you watching me on ain't free. Your phone costs money every month. Your tablet, your internet, whatever. You got $1. Why don't we have it? It's that simple. But it's a principle. It's the same as if I was up here doing a blood drive. How many of you would give blood? Or bone marrow or a kidney or some shit? We got to be willing to give, everybody. We got to be willing to come together when it matters. Because if you won't put $1 on a worthy fundraiser, then if I'm walking in the snow, you probably not going to pick me up. I don't got no hope. It's sad. I need you to see the big picture. Where was I? No, it wasn't that one. I was like, I'm going to follow my heart. This. And I'm going to be up and down with this air, y'all. It's very hot here. In fact, I'm going to tell you what the temperature is right now, so you can understand my sacrifice. Wait now. Come on, man. It is, and I know this is a lie. I know it's hotter than 94 degrees right now. I know it. I know it. So I'm going to be up and down with this air, y'all. You know, but the trade-off is if I wait till later when it's cooler, I mean, I can't do the video early because it's early in the morning. That doesn't make any sense. So if I wait till it's later here and cooler, it's late across the country and across the earth, you know. So again, thank you, Rella. Okay, that wasn't the name. Let me go look at it again. What is going on? Let me just close this. Oh, okay, here. Let me see. No, that's not the name that was on it, but the amount is the same. I don't want to say the name. I'll say the initials are SM. Am I able to still see the... Yeah, that's the name I'm looking at. So the name that you are saying here in the chat, that's not the name that I see, Rella. Okay. 10-4. This now. If you don't, and I think this is perfect to bring this now, because if you don't hold firm to your identity, everybody, whatever you want to do here, or however you want to relate to this place, that's all fine. But you cannot disrespect or forget our mother. That's just what it is. Otherwise, there's no need for any of us to ever want to go back to Africa. No need. No need. No need. No need. And you shouldn't be allowed on the continent. You just shouldn't be allowed. You should be, like Smokey, should never be allowed in Africa ever again. Should not be allowed. But this is where this dark staircase can lead to. I'm not live. I have to really monitor this fucking thing too. Alright. Let's stop acting like January 6th was worse than the 2020 Black Lives Matter riots. See how they flipped it? Because what happened at the fucking Capitol was exactly a fucking riot. Exactly that. And it was a terroristic riot because they caused death, they caused bodily injury, they broke in, they went in with the intent of murder and bodily harm. That was a riot. Ours was a justified outrage over the murder of our people. Until the white devil tells it. And ask yourself, what's the date on this? This is yesterday at 5 p.m. Why spend ink and time on this article now? Because the white man always has to have the last word. And as I always tell you, after any big event, from any assassination to 9/11 to anything, I've always told you, they always come years later as if it's some new something, but it's just to continue to forward the original lie of white people. This is no different. Let's stop acting like January 6th was worse than the 2020 Black Lives Matter riots. Yeah, because the Black Lives Matter protests were justified. They were not an insurrection. They were not an overthrow of the fucking government, which we should have been doing a long time ago. We should have been storming that bitch. Still should be. You see? Taking people hostage, doing sit-ins, all the shit they did until you give us a reparations check, bitch. They were there because they're whiny little assholes. This was no different than these assholes that after their team wins, they wreck the city. Remember, the most violent people on this planet are white people. They are the violent savages of humanity. That's a fact. Nobody disputes that unless they're ignorant and not paying attention. Or unless they're white. So that's a lie on its face. Former President Donald Trump's town hall on Wednesday night triggered much, if not all, of the liberal media. Okay, what publication is this? This is from the Washington Examiner. Opinion by Christopher Tremogli. Triggered much, if not all, of the liberal media. Liberal meaning black nigger lovers. Almost in unison, they repeated the same talking points. Just like fucking Fox News and all the other so-called right-wing bastards always do. But it's fine. Unfortunately, this resurrected much of the left's theatrical devastation over the January 6th riots at the Capitol. It wasn't a riot, it was fucking insurrection. You understand? It was an attempted coup, really. That really states it. Because they had zip ties, they had nooses, they had weapons. They went there going office to office looking for Nancy Pelosi and other key members. Mike Pence, because he didn't certify the election, because he's vice president, he didn't certify the election for fucking... I mean, you know, but again, it's white people live in their own fictional fucking fantasy, and when it doesn't go that way, they are ass hurt. They are the ones who came up with this whole idea of fantasy and illusion. You see, magic and shit. This is all white people. Anything but reality. Give me anything but reality. I don't want it. Unquestionably, the 6th January riot insurrection was terrible. Some Trump supporters will try to justify it as a necessary action against voter integrity issues or election interference. Those people would be wrong. Under no circumstance is it okay to storm the Capitol because it's a fucking insurrection. It was a terroristic act, and you had literally people of Congress were fearing for their lives. One white bitch was shot, thank God, by a brother. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. That was a poetic moment for us in all of this. Very poetic. At the height of this Karen bullshit, a white bitch is shot by a black man. I love it. 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 But now he's trying to give himself cover now, no doubt, to say it's never okay to, you know, storm the Capitol. It's never okay. The Constitution, now next sentence, the Constitution protects the right of the people peaceably to assemble. Bitch, this was not a peaceful assembly. That would have been the Black Lives Matter people that were peacefully assembling, sadly. I'm over their peace. You understand? You see how they try and flip it? Not engage in chaos and anarchy, which is exactly what happened at the fucking Capitol. Chaos and anarchy to express displeasure. So any condemnation over January 6th is justifiable. That being said, I am sick and tired of hearing about 6th January. More importantly, I am even more sick and tired of people pretending that 6th January riot was worse than the Black Lives Matter riot of 2020. Despite the carnage those riots caused. There was no carnage. What carnage? What carnage? There was no carnage. The only carnage was the carnage of our people being shot down by these white devil-ass paid murderers. That was the carnage, bitch. Despite the carnage, where's the, those riots caused? Few, if any, on the left criticize or condemn them. And definitely nobody on the left labeled them a threat to our country, because they weren't, bitch. That's what I'm saying. We have to. I'm sick and tired of Black Lives Matter and all the bullshit. In fact, something I was watching. I was watching another piece on Obama, a series of documentaries that I hadn't seen on him and Michelle, quite frankly, but Obama. And at one point, they were just showing some archival footage of some civil rights marches and stuff. And I just thought, once again, that is a waste of fucking time. And then when they re-showed the footage of even, well, any of the marches, but certainly when they were coming over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, you know, Bloody Sunday and all that, I thought, all those people wasted fucking man hours when all y'all could have been armed with everything you could get and come over and just start fucking slaughtering these motherfuckers. But you're coming over peacefully and shit. It's a waste of fucking manpower. A waste. A waste. A waste. A waste. A waste. But nobody on the left condemned is it a threat to the country, despite some riots, including attempts to burn down federal buildings, which didn't happen. It's left-wing political propaganda and manipulation at its finest. Nah, bitch. The one good thing that came out of the protests was when they finally attacked a fucking police precinct. Allahu Akbar. Yes, now we're getting someplace. Now, I thought. Yes, that make it count. How much of this vomit is there? Because I can't do this, and we don't really need it all. Okay, there's not a lot. Well, just a little bit more, because I think I've made my point, because I want to move on to my other stuff. Decades of left-wing brainwashing and indoctrination in schools have led many to believe that unarmed black men are hunted and killed by police. Have led them to believe, bitch? We can't stop naming the names. This fuck white people have led everybody, have led many people. You just like, because they otherwise wouldn't have thought this, because it wasn't happening. Clearly, it's a figment of our imagination, and we all need to cleanse. But have led many people to believe that unarmed black men are hunted and killed by police, which is in no way true. Officers, because of systemic racism in the country's criminal justice system, even though every legitimate statistical analysis and study has debunked such claims. In other words, there's no dead bodies. George Floyd didn't die. Von Derek Myers didn't die. Sam DuBose didn't die. Mike Brown didn't die. Trayvon Martin didn't die. Clark, and then our boy with the cigarettes, Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Rahim of Allah on all these brothers and sisters, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Rika Boyd, I mean, I can't even think of all the names because there's so many, and they have the audacity to write this shit. Fuck white people. You understand? Fuck these people. Fuck these people. But this also illustrates why it's dangerous for you to try to denounce any association or origin in Africa. Because they're not giving you no refuge here. You might want to claim and respect the fact that we built this bitch and we're responsible for its economy, everything. We get that. But they're trying to erase that. They don't want you to have credit for shit. So you're going to be a nomad with no country at all. Because they're not going to just give you this one. That's not happening. That's not happening. And it could happen. It could be taken. But we can't get you to thumbs up a fucking YouTube live stream. So there'll be no effort in the street to take the country. You see? It's all... You got to think of the big picture, everybody. The big picture. The big picture. The big picture. I think I'll just finish this and I think we'll be done with this because you can see where it's going. It's all bullshit and lies. Have debunked such claims. They have turned any Black Lives Matter riot into some kind of noble, just political demonstration working for the common good and equality, despite all the criminal destruction associated with the group's activities being based on misinformation, just like the 6th January riot was. It's not even the same thing, dude. It's not the fucking same thing. And I remind you that anytime you don't agree with their white ass, then they say what you're doing is violent and it's this and a third. You understand? It's no different than when Dr. King was, when our people were marching then. They claimed that that was violent, and when all our people were doing was marching down the street. And the only violent savages were the ones that turning the hoses and the dogs on us and spitting on us and throwing rocks and shit at you and hit you with nightclubs and sticks and shit. But they claim you're the violent one. My king, Malcolm, Rahim of Allah, Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz was saying exactly this. They attack you and claim that you're the one that's violent. This brother was saying this in the 50s and 60s. Here I sit in 2023 and shit is still true about this same white fucking pablum puking ass white devil. Damn. That's why we give no credence to anything that comes out of the mouth of these people. At all. At all. 6th January riot was bad. Black Lives Matter riot were much, much worse. Anyone who refused to say otherwise is lying to you, said the white fork-tongued devil. More people were killed and injured. More minority communities were devastated, and significantly more damages were done in 2020. And despite all the patronizing bewailing over riots by the left when it came to 6th January, the devastation caused by the Black Lives Matter riots was widely accepted, if not celebrated, because it was fucking peaceful and shit. Excuse me. It wasn't just bunch of white ass Klansmen, which is what attacked the fucking Capitol. You understand? Sadly, Black Lives Matter was everybody. Women with strollers and shit. Latinos, Asians, blacks, whites. You understand? And I've always been against that. I told you, anybody that wants to march on our behalf and they're just so broken up about us, take your bitch ass 6 blocks over and do your shit on our behalf over there. Our women and children, stay your bitch asses at home. The only images to go around the world for black people is black men in the streets. And should be armed. And should just be marching with signs and asking and singing spirituals and shit. You need to be tearing some shit up and taking blood. That's the only way you get shit. That's the only way. But sadly, we didn't see that. So this is fiction, and I think we're done. I'm over it. Let's move to our next piece. That I want to save till a little later on. This goes to, I think I will bring this right behind that, because this just goes to the violence, the inherent violent and savage nature of white people. It's known. Black Olathe high school student reflects on racial harassment he faced in class. This is 6 hours ago. This is the alternate. Megan Ellis, I'm over it. I don't know where this is at or what it is. A black student attending Olathe South High School in Kansas has sounded the alarm. This just comes to me before I go to that, to say another reason why it's dangerous for us to try and give up our African label, everybody, is because we're now in the era where our brothers and sisters, because of the internet and social media, the darkness that our brothers and sisters on the continent have been in, they've been coming and are still coming out of the darkness, understanding that we are the ones who were taken. So at that very hour in history, now you want to close the door like Smokey fucking Robinson. What does that say to our brothers and sisters? At the very hour of the common awakening and coming together, you see, at the very moment of when Africa needs us the most, where we not just us here, but across the diaspora, where you from the Caribbean or South America, doesn't matter. You know, I love the work that Ada Rodriguez is doing. She's a Latina, a Black Puerto Rican stand-up comedian. I also love the fact that she's 5'11". Oh, something about that is just so sexy to me when a woman is tall and she wears heels. That's sexy to me, man. I don't know what it is, but I didn't know she was tall until I seen her stand-up, because I've just been mostly seeing her political commentary and stuff like that. And then I just recently learned, man, she's tall. Wow. But I love the work she's doing to bridge the gap, you know, and many Latinos now who have been denying their Africanness are coming into the understanding and accepting it. This is a time for us not to be closing doors on ourselves, everybody. This is right up there with these self-important Negroes who go to Africa and want to be a side and another group from the Africans in the country they in. That's a bombed ass fucking organization and village right there, in my view. You feel me? Like, you couldn't come your bitch ass together here, but now you want to go there and be all separatists and shit? I can't. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Don't come near me. Don't look me in the eyes. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're at 150. So, black student attending Olathe High School, I guess they're going to tell us where this is, in Kansas, has sounded the alarm on a racially charged incident where he was harassed and bullied by 2 white students in his class. Why aren't they dead? Why? 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 And it's 2, because I always tell you, they come in a group or armed. That's the only time they're tough. In a group or they're armed. It's the only time white people approach your bitch ass. In a group or armed. That's it. It's 100% true. Don't ever forget that shit. According to the acronym, which stands for KSHB, whatever that is, Kansas City, I'll buy a vowel, something, whatever, Curable Solomon shared details about what transpired during his disheartening interaction with 2 classmates, because his parents didn't tell him the white man's the devil, since he could say wah or daddy. You see? Speaking to the Star on Friday, 12th May, Kirubel Solomon shared his reaction to the students etching the nigger on a piece of metal during their jewelry and metal making class. You see, they shouldn't have made it home alive that day. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. They can terrorize us with this type of bullshit already. They're children. That's what I'm telling you. They're teaching their children about you, but you went out there and still loving their ass. You make me sick. Quote, I didn't say a word. You don't need to. They're evil. They will always find you, and they are 100% will be always the ones who always start shit as far as race. So I've told you, just go anywhere. Go to a Starbucks tomorrow. Go somewhere where it's white people and just go in there and act like you're friendly to them. And strike wallahi, this is 100% true. I want you to do this for yourself. Just strike up a conversation and make yourself available so you could have a conversation struck up with you. Wallahi, 100%, any one of them will be the first one to bring up race. That's 100% true. Money back guaranteed. Take that shit to the bank and call your mother. I didn't say a word, Solomon, who is the only black student in his class. I gave them a little smile because I knew that they just ruined it for themselves. No, you don't smile at these motherfuckers, ever. Always keep a damn poker face. You hate everything. This is the look. This is the look. It used to kill me when especially when the law firms I used to work at. Smile. For what? Are you a comedian? Are you going to say something funny? Did you say something funny? I missed it. I'm that bold. But to me, that's not bold. I hate when people say the shit is bold. That's as natural to me as breathing. That's it. I don't need to smile. I don't need to. I don't need to. Like, at that point, I had physical evidence on them. But other than that, I was pretty pissed. I was frustrated, he said. I couldn't go to class for the rest of the day. I stayed in the office. You see, they should be up on terrorism charges. Nothing less. And fine, you might be the only black kid in your class, but is there any black kids in the school? And if not, you find, it's always, listen, you always keep you some thugs in your motherfucking pocket at all times. At all fucking times. Always. Always. And so you, where's your uncles or your cousins or something? You feel, I mean, this is not even, I mean, it looks like this might be a news report. Let's hear this.
District are addressing a racially charged incident.
Just a second.
Leaders in the Olathe School District are addressing a racially charged incident at Olathe South High School. It involved a slur allegedly directed toward a student of color. It's something they've had to confront before. You may remember the headlines in September of 2021. Leaders in the Olathe School District are addressing a racially charged incident at Olathe South High School. It involved a slur allegedly directed toward a student of color. It's something they've had to confront before.
Okay, I don't
Leaders
know why
in the
it's not
Olathe
playing the
School
whole
District
clip.
are addressing
All
a
right, we're done.
racially charged incident at Olathe South High School.
For some reason,
It
it's
involved a slur allegedly
continuing. It's a 2
directed
minute,
toward a
20
student of
second clip.
color. It's something they've had to confront before. You may remember the headlines in September of 2021 over a racist homecoming sign. Administrators aren't saying much about this recent incident, but KSHB 41's Bryant Madrick spoke with the alleged victim.
Reading, writing, arithmetic, and racism? That's what Carol Solomon says his experience at Olathe South included.
I mean,
He's Somali.
all this stuff started at the beginning of the semester in January in my jewelry class. These 3 white boys from the start of the semester, they looked at me, they saw that I was black, and then they just started targeting me, harassing me.
The sophomore says the breaking point came last week when he allegedly received this piece of metal with the N-word carved on the surface.
That, I don't know, it just lit me up.
They're still terrorizing your children today in 2023. The white man is the devil, and so is their unborn fucking child. Do you understand? Because where would they get this? So why are you so afraid to tell your child, don't bring none of them home, don't let me see you fraternize with them, they not your friend? Because that's what my parents told me. You understand? They not your friend. You don't befriend them. Hell fucking no, that's the devil. Don't, goddamn it, don't, stop sign, stop sign, stop sign. That's the man that sits here now. But too many black parents are putting weak bitches out into the fucking society. Weak. No fight, no pushback. Eagerly trying to be friends with these people. Peace is not the answer, everybody. It's not. Grit on their ass and be ready to fight and strike.
Contacted the district to confirm if the slur on...
By the way, I knew his name was not American, and now I see his features. I'm saying he's Somali. It could be Ethiopian, but he's either Ethiopian or Somali.
on this medal is part of the harassment Carable says he received, but no one replied to my emails or calls. However, the district sent me an email confirming they were made aware of an incident and worked with high school leaders to, quote, thoroughly investigate the situation. Olathe South's principal addressed the incident in a letter to staff, students, and their families, saying, quote, though I can't share the specific consequences of any details of this situation due to student privacy laws, I want you to know that racism, hate speech, or slurs of any kind are not tolerated at Olathe South.
Yes, they are.
Carable's friend Jamari Clifton says he has his own stories of alleged racism at Olathe South and thinks it's time for school leaders to do something.
No, it's time for you to do something. Time for you, y'all brothers, to get together. You understand? Find out where these motherfuckers live and make the strike. You feel me? They got to get home. They got to get home.
I shouldn't be having to go home, sit in my room and be like, this teacher needs to do this, this administrator
Right,
needs
because
to
you need
do
to do
this,
something.
this kid needs to stop doing this.
I'm fighting the system.
See?
A system Carable's dad says has exposed his son and
That's
his
Carable's
friends
dad. But I tell you, I know they're Ethiopian. I know it.
to something ugly.
I was mad because I strongly believe there is no difference between colors.
Carable says he's exhausted from the alleged experience, but wants others to take notice.
You should take me and my friend as an example and speak out and fight for yourself, because nobody's gonna do it for you.
In Olathe, I'm Brian Edrick, KSHB 41 News.
41 News. Well, then I don't think I need to read the rest of it, because the report kind of gave us the last 2 paragraphs. We're good. All right, let me come to you so I won't be out of context. And then we'll go to our next piece that I'd like to present. I'd like to make good time on this today, too, because I still need to bring, yeah, that I'm curious about. I haven't read any of these, by the way. I saw their title, and I'm like, pull that, pull that, pull that. That one. And also, I was going to do, but I don't have it as part of what I'm presenting. I was going to do, because, there's a firestorm up now about this Cleopatra movie that is on Netflix. And once again, white people are trying to lay claim to this Egyptian black woman. They're trying to say she was Greek. Was it Greek? Yeah, that she was Greek and something else, you feel me? Then what would the bitch need to come to Egypt for? I mean, it just, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't come near me. Don't look me in the eyes. Don't do it. Righteous indignation. Isa is an allegory for the black man. He is the one wearing a crown of thorns, carrying the heaviest burden, a cross, and has been literally hung in the streets and wilderness of Babylon the Great. That's so perfect. Yeah, whatever you want to think about the lie of the crucifixion, all that stuff, that's an excellent point. That is such a metaphor for our entire struggle. Because we literally do carry the weight of the world on our fucking shoulders. It's us. It's us. We're the reason why there's even peace. Because that school would be burned down if we were having a reaction to every fucking thing. Like we should be. You see, there would have been no capital there for them to storm on January 6th. We would have burned the bitch down. You see, I mean, everybody's riding on us. Our talent, our lack of action in the face of adversity and violence. Sweet D, them people always stick together. They do. They were scaling them walls like the Planet of the Apes and Spider-Man, I'll just add. And then that's Anjanae to Cheryl and to Sweet D.
It was a White House State Dinner surprise that ended on a...
Oh, that was Smokey. Let me get rid of that. This I wanted to bring. I saw the title and I loved it. Let's bring you in. Pro-Trump pastor cites Bible to suggest violence needed to take power. How come you ain't been telling your congregation that, bitch, before Trump or anybody else? How come every Christian pastor isn't telling their congregation it's going to take violence for black people to get what the fuck we are due in this bitch? That all this asking and begging is not going to do it. That's just not it. But there he is. Because I saw the title and I saw it was black and I was like, pull that. Pro-Trump pastor cites Bible to suggest violence needed to take power. There the bitch is. This pork-eating Sambo slut. Pastor Mark Burns, co-founder and CEO of the now televised network, delivers a speech on the fourth day of the Republican National Convention on 21st July 2016. So the picture's older, but the article's from 2 hours ago by Fatima Khalid. Interesting. So that might be a Zionist, or she could be Muslim. I don't know. Definitely not American. Definitely Arab. Pro-Trump pastor Mark Burns and bitch nigga with a moist booty cited the Bible to suggest that violence is needed to take power as he preached in front of a crowd attending a Reawaken America event this week. Quote, you got to get to the point where you realize that when you where you realize that when they smack you in the face, you smack them back 2 times harder. Really? Now, who's he talking about? But okay, let's just go on, because this is when he spoke at a Republican thing in 2016. What is the context of this statement now? And even though he's a Trump supporter, who's he saying this for? Is he saying this to white people? Let's read on. A Reawakening event this week. You've got to smack them 2 times harder. The bastard, quoting Matthew 5:38 to 40, which reads, quote, if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. No, that's turn the other cheek, bitch. That's not smack them back 2 times harder. No Christian has ever said that shit, except for his fat ass right now. I'm over it. We'll read on. The bastard then suggested violence, as he noted that the Bible, quote, the Bible says the violent take it and we take it by force, end quote, in reference to Matthew 11:12, which reads, quote, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. That's not fight back in an eye for an eye. That's exactly not it. The Reawaken America tour is a conservative white demon conference in favor of former liar and criminal du jour, the Orange Puff, that travels across the United States and features several high-profile conservative speakers, including former National Security Advisor. We don't care, we don't care, we don't care. Meanwhile, Brian Carroll, a Baptist minister, posted on Twitter on Friday the clip Burns preaching. Continue. Burns made his remark during the Reawaken tour that started on Thursday at the Trump National Doral in Miami, where several conservative, we quote, we are here ready to take this nation back, said the fat fucker during the event this week. And I believe without a shadow of a doubt, the only man that God has anointed him to be the next president of the United States of America and that is Donald Trump. Fuck this pork-eating sandwich ass bitch. Oh, so many people to kill, so little time. That's why we got to declare war on the transgender agenda that tried to destroy our children's minds in the United States of America. Now, if anybody else says this shit, like any black leader stands up and says that to us, that we got to take this bitch by violence, their heads will roll off. You see? But a dark-skinned black fucking Christian, who I'm sure he has a pair of glasses somewhere in his fucking jacket, says that it's all fine. As long as you're working on behalf of the white demon. You see? And encouraging white people who don't need to be encouraged to violence. They got that down. They got that down. You don't need to tell them. That's their first impulse. You understand? We just need to find ours. We need to find ours. You know, I agree with him on the transgender bullshit. Totally agree. Preaches the hope of a second coming of Donald Trump during the weekend. Fuck him, die off. Hope his mother dies. K-Lore posted another clip. I hope he dies and his mother won't have to be put in shame by him. Showing Flynn criticizing the left and claiming that they, quote, don't believe in God. The other side is an ideology that they don't have faith, they don't believe in God, they have no soul. This is all projection, you see. All those things describe white people. All of it. We're not reading all of this. It's too much. We don't need all that. We don't need that. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Wow. It's so sad. I don't think I need this one. This is the Insidious Racial Tropes and Colorism Netflix. Queen Charlotte. I'm gonna skip that one. Because I want to come to eventually this main story of this fucker and this $1 million. I was curious about this one though. This is Brittany Griner. I guess I'm saying her name right. Sports World reacts to Brittany Griner's national anthem comment. I don't know. I don't know what that is, so now I want to know. What is her national anthem comment? I hope it's something that makes me happy. Brittany Griner played her first game for the Phoenix Mercury since her return from detainment in Russia. Oh, so she's out now. The 7-time All-Star scored 10 points against the Los Angeles Sparks in her first game in 572 days. Prior to her detainment, Griner spoke out about the national anthem during the George Floyd protests in 2020. She said she wouldn't stand for the anthem and even advocated for removing it from pregame ceremonies. On Friday, what did I say her first name was? Brittany. On Friday, Brittany stood for the anthem with her teammates in her first game back, and she seems to have a new perspective. Bitch, what are you doing? Quote, hearing the national anthem, it definitely hit different, said Griner, who had 2 Olympic gold medals with USA women's basketball team. Quote, it's like when you go to the Olympics, you're sitting there about to get gold put on your neck. The flags are going up and the anthem is playing. It just hits different. You're in an emotional moment, bitch, and just don't be distracted. You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, I can't. You man-ass bitch. I can't. You see, I can't, man. Again, you see, consistency, everybody. Integrity. Principle is something that does not change with the waves, the times, or the atmosphere. Conviction is standing firm. Give a fuck what else is happening. Do you understand? So I don't give a fuck if you have been in Russia for 50 years, bitch. You wasn't for the damn national anthem before you left. You not for that bitch when you get back. It just hits different. That's an emotional moment. Throw that shit to the side and man the fuck up. Just weak, man. Like, I don't know any strong people. I don't know anybody. Alright, we're over Brittany and the bitch's career needs to be over. I just decided it. Fuck her, bitch. Hopefully she gets in prison in Russia again. You just don't have anybody that just stands solid. You know? That's what I love about this Ada Rodriguez chick that I was telling you guys about, man. How she became on radar was years ago. on my tight ass do rag, on the Young Turks, and I just thought, oh, they added a Latina up there now, you know, oh, they're trying to be even more diverse, whatever. And then she spoke, and I felt a kindred spirit, because I feel a oneness with anyone when you hear passionate truth come from somebody. Passionate truth, passionate defiance, passionate point of view about the shit that matters. It rings like a symphony, you know, in perfect tune. That's when you know it's real. And she was so invested. I thought, who is that chick? Didn't know anything about her, didn't know she's a stand-up comic or any of that. Don't know none of that. That's how I know her. And then I would see her on different things. They'd be like, oh, we're going to bring in Ada Rodriguez. And I'm like, oh, that's that chick, you know. And she's always saying the right thing. This is her thing, man. This is her thing. And then I finally saw an interview, or her and her son did a Zoom together. And that almost brought me to tears, because the praises that they were talking about their relationship as son and mother. And one of the things he said, he was like, you know, you've always been passionate about politics and things you believe in, and social things, you know. Since I've been alive, you've always been very passionate about that, like all the time. And it was a testimony to who she is in the dark when the cameras aren't on. Here's her own child saying it. But it also was special to me, because anytime I see something like that, I always just wonder, what is it like you're sitting there talking to your mother and looking at her, and she's acknowledging you, and like, I'm never gonna have that. So that was the tear part of it. But when I talk about hearing myself or knowing strong people or not, you know, like, she falls in that for me, because she's always saying the right thing, you know. Every time that I've seen her up, even on the Breakfast Club, she's up there to push a movie or a special or something like that, and talk about and be funny and stuff like that. But she's never that, and she always says, "I know it wasn't in company to be funny," but because she always, it's like I tell you guys, the switch is always on with me. This is what's always important to me. I don't give a fuck where I'm at or what I'm doing. This is what my fuel is. This is, I don't know it. I'm not thinking about fucking video games or partying or nothing. This is the shit that consumes my existence. I can't imagine being anything else, because this is what's important. It's like if your mother's in the hospital or some shit, or your child got injured, I would think that would be the only thing you would think about. And if you weren't, people would be like, what's wrong with that person? They're not acting right, you know? So, and when you're not, there's a problem. I'm over it, dude. I was gonna come to the Kanye thing. I think I'll go to the Jay-Z thing. That's a throwaway piece. I want to go to our main piece. Then because then I don't have to end angry and pissed off. We'll come to Jay-Z and Kanye. But I want to go to this now, because this should embarrass us all. Because when is the last time that we raised $1 million for anything? Do you understand? And I think what I'm going to do from here on out, on this channel and my other channel, anybody that comes on my lives, if you're in the chat and you think you're going to type something, I'll respond to you. If you haven't donated to this mosque, I'm not going to have shit to say to you in the chat. That's just what it's going to be. Now, I've already made concession for people who have given it other times. I'm not going to punish those people. You know, I hope those people will give in this campaign, but it's clear to me that those people give and have given and stuff like that. I'm not going to chastise them, so they won't be affected. But there are people who haven't given a fucking thing, and I just don't think they're worthy of my time and my attention, you know. because I take time. I'm sitting here in 90-something degree heat to present myself under lights. I take time with every single comment to respond to it. I notice that most other people that do live streams on other channels, they just pick out certain comments. I read every fucking comment that's in front of me. That's what I do. I give you your respect. You came, you watched, you engaged, you took the time to type something. Let me offer a response to that. So damn it, honor it. Honor it. Honor it. Did I bring you in already? Yeah. All right. This bastard, the murderer of Jordan Neely, crowdsourced defense funds nears $1 million as DeSantis throws support behind the man who choked Jordan Neely to death. Now, why would DeSantis do that? I didn't notice that was even in the title when I pulled this. He's in Florida. This happened in New York. Yeah. Why is DeSantis having anything to do with anything? Why? You see? This is from what? The Business Insider. Story by Kabalevic. Katie Balevic. Kay Balevic. So her name is Katie Balevic. Probably a Zionist whore. Supporters are raising defense funds for the murderer. Those are bullets, so that's what's going to be in the article. Top conservatives are celebrating this murderer, the 24-year-old who murdered a homeless man on New York subway earlier this month as a, quote, good Samaritan. You see? Now, what does unity look like then in this scenario, Jedi? Because we're so feckless, we can't possibly know what unity would look like because we don't ever practice it. Could you please tell us? So what unity looks like here, everybody, is that nobody black should be seen with DeSantis in Florida at fucking all. And anybody that does should have a headshot. You understand? And things should happen mysterious to their house and their kids, and there should be some other things that I can't get into. You see, we gotta have unity, man. It's just like if you got, like there's 9 siblings. I'm the baby of 9 kids. If people know they can fuck with me and my brothers and sisters ain't gonna do shit, what does that mean? What do it mean? And as I've always told you, anytime that we read about one of our murders, I always tell you that one of the things that pains me is that somewhere in the back of their psyche, in those milliseconds that are happening, they realize nobody black is going to do shit about this, and nobody is coming to help me. So I know there's a loneliness that goes on from Mike Brown to Jordan Neely. It doesn't matter, and everybody that I can't name. I know that to be true because the universe tells me that's true. I know it's true. I know it. I know it already. I know it. It's true. How much of this is there? Because I don't know if I can do it. All right, we're going to try. On Twitter, the fucked up wannabe Donald Trump, DeSantis bitch, a possible 2024 presidential contender, urged followers to donate to the murderer's fundraiser. Why are you getting involved? You see, you just come out of left field. This is in New York. You're not even the governor of that state. This ain't nobody's related to you. You don't have shit. Like, why is he inserting? That's a whole nother investigation that we need to know the answer to. And you're currently running for president. Why are you involved? Why? Why? I live in California. That's like some shit happened to me. And here comes some bitch from Alaska just inserting they shit. Like, bitch, I don't know you. Like, what? And you from Alaska. Like, what do you do? Why? What? Why are you here? What? How can I help you, miss? You see? But there he is. Urge followers to donate to the murderers fundraiser to, quote, stop the left's pro-criminal agenda and take back the streets for law-abiding citizens. Excuse me, this is a murderer. So that's why we need to have all-out fucking murder, mayhem, and fucking violence in this bitch on fucking white people. With no apology, everybody. Because this is an article, but this is how they all think. This is how they think. This is how they think. Go on YouTube and watch The Daily Show. Jordan Klepper. Yeah, Jordan Klepper, I think his name is. That does a lot of, he goes to a lot of Trump events and stuff and just puts the microphone in people's face and let them talk. White people are fucked up. They're fucked up on every level. Up is down, in is out, black is blue, real is fake. Just keep going. The sun rises in the west. I'm going to try and get through this. But you see how they're making it seem like he was saving humanity. No, he murdered a guy, took advantage and murdered. And where is our contingency of carloads of brothers armed with long fucking guns, AR-15s, to stalk the streets, find out where this bitch is, and take the shot? We're justified. Let's not act like fucking kitty cats here. We're justified. And can you imagine if when Obama was, just say he was a state senator, and something had happened, if he had been putting his 2 cents in, and he's in Chicago, and the shit happened in New York, he had said anything, they would have had a fucking, oh, I don't even need that. That's hypothetical. I can give you reality. Remember when Trayvon Martin was murdered? And all Obama said, having a personal moment of connection with the victim, saying, you know, because he only has 2 girls. He doesn't have any sons. He said, you know, if I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. And white people lost their fucking mind. Fuck white people. We stand with good Samaritans like the murderer. Let's show this Marine American, the Americans got his back, DeSantis tweeted. Really? Because he's, first of all, he's an ex-Marine bitch. He's only 24, so he's not this veteran, veteran, like grandpa or some shit. And let us be very clear. Since you're so concerned about showing him that America's got his back, what's the untold numbers of veterans who are fucking homeless and on the street right now and can't get housing or medical care at all? But we're so behind. America has their backs, and they have it all. They have it. Fuck white people, man. The online fundraiser, and by the way, this article is to help with that fundraising. This is an advertisement, so more white people give, you understand. While you won't give your $1, $2, $3, whatever dollars to our mosque in Gambia. You see what I'm saying? But they can raise. And how long have I had this fundraiser up? I'll check that after I'm done. But it's more than 4 days. So in 4 days, at least, they've gotten $1 million. $1 million for a murderer. I'm not a murderer. I'm the most honest human being you've ever met in your life. I'm not raising $1 million. But this guy is a murderer. And they can raise $1 million. And I got to sit here and coax and beg and threaten. It's not right, everybody. It's not right. 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 The online fundraiser for the murderer's legal fees, it's not $1 million to fucking defend this case, all right? And it's a losable case because there's no provocation, as I proved in my first piece that I did on this, that he doesn't, in order for this to be something he walks away from, he has to be able to show that he was in imminent danger. That is the standard for self-defense. If that's going to be the defense in the court of law, when it's adjudicated, he can't show that. Because the moment I, the defense attorney, or the attorney for the family, bring in the other passengers who were on the fucking train, who have been whisked away, and so you don't know about them, not reading about them, and they're telling them to be quiet now, and they will be the witnesses being called in when this is probably televised on court TV or some bullshit, and they come in and they say no, and they're telling a different story than this asshole, and when they all say, I didn't fear for my life, he wasn't really bothering anybody, he was sort of, and everybody knows we've all been around crazy ass acting as homeless people, but I suggest that Jordan was not acting crazy. He wasn't, ooh, you know, and all that. This asshole, and again, fuck what goes on. We should not be waiting for any criminal justice. We should be finding this motherfucker and take him out the same way he took out Jordan, and let that be the end of it. And I'm hearing things. That's it. An eye for an eye. The penalty for murder is death. So for the legal fees, run by his attorneys Stephen Razor and Thomas Kniff, has surpassed $1 million, bitch, as of publication. So this as of publication, which was 4 hours ago. So that means before they published this, they had to have time to get together, the editor, the writer, the publisher, blah, 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 blah. So at the time of publishing, as of publication, the fundraiser describes the murderer as a college student and, quote, decorated Marine veteran. I told you they're going to use that till the fucking end of the earth. Who is facing criminal charges for murdering, but they're saying protecting individuals on a New York City subway train from an assailant who later died. He didn't have a weapon. He wasn't attacking anybody. There's no reports of him attacking any fucking body else. And also, there's a fucking Sambo-ass black dude who was holding Jordan's hands, preventing him from striking this white devil up over his head and saying, get the fuck off of me. So in my mind, he's an accomplice to the murder and should also go his black bitch ass to jail. He wasn't protecting anybody. Nobody else felt fucking in danger. What's this? Just lost another donor. Okay, nobody cares. Alright, the assailant, Jordan didn't assail anybody, who later died, who was murdered right there where he stood, is Jordan Neely, the 30-year-old homeless man who was behaving erratically, which is white people's favorite fucking word, on the subway on 1 May, when the murdering white devil choked him to death. They placed him in a choke as if it was some procedural thing, like he was doing no, bitch, you grabbed him and choked him. That's what it was. I need to see blood flow from fucking white people in this bitch. And death from their motherfucking asses. I need to see that shit. We all need to see it. It would be good for our morale. That resulted in his death. No, you murdered him. Period. I can't read anymore. I'm done. I can't. Too furious. I can't. If convicted, the asshole faces up to 15 years in prison. See? So not only should we be out to kill this motherfucker, and make it very difficult for anybody who knows him, who doesn't give him up to us. But if we're not successful, then we should also have brothers, connection to brothers that are incarcerated in any fucking institution that he could possibly go to, and make sure that he is definitely handled upon arrival. You understand? We should not just have brothers that are incarcerated, but officers, black corrections officers that work there. You understand? That's the type of network I'm talking about. Thinking big, networking as a people to confound this white devil and to always exact our revenge on every fucking act against us. That is a people who will have the liberation and revolution. Until then, you're not going to have shit. And this now is the event now to piss you off. You see, and to have, and they're going to drag this, and at the right moment, is it going to be televised? Then I suggest you to be televised. They'll probably play the whole game of the moving jurisdictions and shit. This is going to be a big case. Watch what I'm telling you. Watch, 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 watch. This motherfucker don't look 24. He looks 34, 44 even. I'm just worn down, dude. Just worn down. Just worn down. I'm just worn down. You know, I'm always looking for a glimmer of hope, or a glimmer of something that I need something to feed me, you know, to give me something in my tank. And I saw the president of I feel like it might have been Zimbabwe. You know, that was handing it to this white devil ass bitch about this gay bullshit. And I may have the two incidents mixed up, because there's that guy and then there's another African leader. I forget the country. You know, they talked about how somebody had made me aware of this, or I saw it or something. Recently there was a meeting, some sort of summit, you know, where the African leaders and other people were coming to a meeting, and all the other dignitaries, Biden's diaper wearing ass was there, and you know, and then you had all these leaders of African nations on a fucking bus, bitch, and the one female refused to get on the bus. She was like, "That's beneath me. I'm not getting on the bitch." I think it was the president of Ethiopia. Allahu Akbar. That's a queen. Fuck you, that bus is beneath me. I'm the president of a nation. I'm not on no bus. Not right here. And she did not get on the bitch. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. But in light of that, this one leader of one of the countries was saying, you know, we've decided as African leaders that no more do 54 of us need to go to meet with one person. Like, they need to come meet with us. We'll just send a representative, one representative with your ass that speaks for all of us. Fuck you. And we're not going to be treated like children. That was the quote. You know, stuff like that gives me hope, because I see how, like a maggot or a termite, white people continue to eat away and eat away and eat away like a fucking pest that needs to be exterminated. You know? But they got you distracted on so many levels. That's why you see the anger come at me, because I'm aware of all the lines of all the incoming lines. I'm aware. And it's hard to codify all those in one thing at one time, you know, to express it. Man. Let's come to Jay-Z's mom, baby mama, or whatever the fuck this bitch is. Let's see, hold up. I'm doing this because I needed something that didn't make me furious and that had some value to it. So a mother of son, Jay-Z, alleged fathered, it should say a son, mother of a son, dumb bitch, Ellen Raisin, a fucking Zionist bitch, wrestling Eileen Wrestling from page 6, bitch needs to die. So, mother of a son Jay-Z allegedly fathered, a writer, an editor, and a publisher. You couldn't proofread your fucking opening header. Just even that was too much. It was too much work, everybody. They couldn't do it, and they were exhausted. They couldn't go on. Claimed condom, quote, broke, end quote, during hookup. A woman who alleged... First, I should see what you had to say about the last thing before I get into this. So we'll get a context. Yes, son, pork eating. Cheryl, on the Ron DeSantis. Oh, the Ron DeSantis bitch is from my state of Florida. Yeah. And my best friend. And Sandra. Sandra, I feel you on that. He is a pure damn demon. And you say you're okay. J9, a big shout out to you. Yes, they did. You guys are in? Yeah, you're in. A woman who allegedly had an illegitimate son with Jay-Z had an illegitimate son. No child is illegitimate. It might be out of wedlock and all that kind of shit, but it's not illegitimate. An illegitimate. The only thing illegitimate on this earth is white people. Man, woman, and unborn illegitimate ass child. Let's be very clear. A woman who allegedly had a son with Jay-Z once wrote in detail about how she became pregnant with the hip-hop mogul's son in the fall of 1992, according to a new report. However, a source tells page 6 exclusively that Jay-Z has never met the whore. Quote, he doesn't know her. This is not true, the source familiar with the situation tells us, noting that an affidavit obtained by Daily Mail, perfect, I'm doing British because fucking Daily Mail, Friday may not even be real as it was, end quote, never filed in court. It's just another form of stalking. Jay-Z doesn't even know this person. Wanda Satterwhite, whatever the bitch name is, wrote in a notarized affidavit dated 25th February 2015 that after talking, drinking, and dancing, she allegedly went into a room with, quote, Sean, end quote, to hook up, referring to the rapper by his real name, Sean Corey Carter. Didn't know the bitch middle name was Corey. I'm even more sickened by it. Where's my punch? Oh my god. Throw ice on me. She then claimed Sean and I did have protected sex, but the protection broke. That kid looks like Jay-Z. I'm over it. Grant you, he looks better than Jay-Z. Thank God, because Jay-Z is ugly as fuck. My big toe looks better than Jay-Z. I mean, it's just, you know. But there, and you look at the teeth structure, the embouchure, this area here, this is the embouchure, everybody. For those of us who play wind instruments, this is the embouchure. The embouchure is the same. The eyes are the same. He's got that thing in his eyes that Jay-Z has. Can you guys see this well? My vote, he looks like Jay-Z. Whether he's related to him or not, you look like him. And you look better than him. Which everybody looks better than Jay-Z. So it's not even mother of son, Jay-Z allegedly father, claimed condom broke during... Okay, are we going to get the kid's name? And how old is he? And it said 2015? February. the affidavit is dated on my birthday, 2015. I'm over it. All right, we need to read on. All right, Wanda, somebody wrote in a February 2015 affidavit about her alleged hookup with Jay-Z. Reimer something, Facebook. What's it? Wanda. Look, that's the bitch first name, because this last name is just, I can't. Wanda also noted in the document that she saw Jay-Z 2 weeks after their alleged hookup, and he reportedly asked her to, quote, leave with him. However, she claimed she denied the, quote, can I get a, end quote, rapper, because her mother would be upset. It's prayer time. Maghrib, mashallah. Alright, let me move quickly through this. What is the time actually? Okay. Because her mother would be, quote, upset. I never saw him again until years later on television, but still had no idea of his real name until later and did not know how to reach him, Wanda concluded in the letter. I just lost a tooth. There's a picture of me. Jay-Z is just ugly as fuck, dude. That's just what it is. I mean, I've always said we don't have no ugly people. I think I have to renege on that. Jay-Z is just ugly as fuck. He's always been overrated in the looks game anyway, in my view. I will say, at least when his hair was cut low and he had the waves, that was probably the best look for you, because you have to work with what Allah has given you, you know, and try to be your personal best, you know. Yeah, and I think that was his personal best. This is not. He's trying to, the sight of him, he stinks even. I can't. I don't like this dude. I don't like him. Sources tell Page 6 exclusively that Jay-Z has never met Wanda GC Images. Per the Daily Mail, she passed away in 2019, but her affidavit was resurfaced via her alleged son with Jay-Z as he pursues a paternity suit against the 99 Problems rapper. Raimir, that's the kid's name, Raimir recently filed a court order demanding that Jay-Z take a DNA test. He has reportedly been fighting to prove that the billionaire is his father since he was 21 years old, and asked the court in February to unseal records dating back to 2012. Okay, you don't really look like Jay-Z right there, if that's you. If that is that the same kid? Let's see, understand. Mother and son, Jay-Z allegedly father claimed condom broke. They're saying mother and son, but is this supposed to be another picture of him? Because that doesn't look like the same kid we just saw in the other picture. That don't look like Jay-Z, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, everybody don't look like their father. You feel me? Some kids look like their father said, "You can sit this one out." B, and they spit the child out. And then some kids look like their mama. You know, so that this is not. But I want the DNA test. I want it. I want it. Ramirez also has reported been fighting to prove Jay-Z is his father since 2012. Ramirez Instagram, according to Daily Mail, the Supreme Court denied Ramirez's new motion, and the appellate division of the court also ruled against it on 8th May, However, he reportedly plans to file an appeal with the district court. That's interesting and telling. Because when a child, and I don't think there's a statute of limitations, when a child has questions of paternity, I think that courts can compel said litigants to submit for DNA testing. Especially in this case, the mother has passed away. The kid is 21. Did we understand? Since he was 21. Yeah. And which Supreme Court? Was it the state Supreme Court? According to Daily Mail, the Supreme Court denied the new motion. The appellate division of the court also ruled 8th May. Reportedly plans to file an appeal in the district court. Well, I thought you go to the district court for it. The Supreme Court is like the creme de la creme, la pièce de résistance, when you have. So maybe this is the state Supreme Court and they just didn't state that. Because this is a simple matter. He has a right to know if Jay-Z is his father. He has a right to know that. And fuck that it's Jay-Z. Just it could have been John James. You have a right to know, like, is that my parent? I need a DNA test. Wanda also filed a civil lawsuit in New Jersey seeking child support from Jay-Z in 2011, but it was dismissed because it was filed in the wrong state and was never refiled. So it was a technical clerical error on her part. This is not going to be over until justice is served, Ray Mail previously told the Daily Mail. Quote, I just want to live my life, and when it is all said and done, I hope that Jay-Z would want to be a part of my life, if that is God's will. God's will. God's will. Look, I can't, dude. He looks like the fucking Undertaker right there. There's Beyonce looking like the fucking blood-drinking, money-grubbing bitch that she is. There she is, everybody. There she is. Jay-Z has been married to Beyonce since 2008, and they share 3 kids. Getty images from the Recording Academy. In response to separate sources close to the situation also tell Page 6, this is a stalker who has a lot of issues and has filed serious, frivolous applications, and this is completely without merit and nonsense. Well, if it's that nonsensical, it seems you could just prove that. Stop with the name calling and go, yeah, we're fucking ready. My client's ready to have a DNA test right now. Look, here's a wad of his spit. Here it is. Go, because we know. And then you call him names and say he's a stalker and he's frivolous and all of it. You know. Reps did not immediately return Page 6 request for comment, and Jay-Z has not directly addressed the allegations. His attorneys previously told Daily Mail, quote, the allegations have been previously reviewed through thoroughly by the courts and have been refuted. The Empire State of Mind rapper has been married to Beyonce since 2008, and the blood-drinking bitch who stashes albums behind trees in the middle of the night. They share daughters Blue Ivy, 5-year-old twins Rumi and Seer. I'm over it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. In that picture, I don't know. But in this first picture, well, let's see the eyes on Jay-Z here. If you just isolate the eyes, which obviously I can't do. Damn it. Just the eyes. And the slope of the nose from that angle. And you go to this kid. And you isolate just the eyes and that slope of the nose. again, listen, if you ain't got shit to be afraid of, then you just do a damn DNA test. Because there he looks like Jay-Z to me. I buy it. I mean, I think the photograph is compelling. You know, things like this are easily provable too in conjunction with DNA, because we could find out where Jay-Z was at the time that she's claiming this happened. Does that kind of match up? Was he in that part of the country? Was he, you know, did he do a show? Something. I mean, there's ways to know. You know, I don't know, man. This one I wanted to know about because I'm wondering, has Kanye fucking gave up his ass on us? And, you know, Sports World reacts to Adidas Kanye West announcement. What are they announcing? I don't know. I didn't previously read it, obviously. Let me scan down and see how long this is. It's in parts, so it doesn't look like it's going to be that voluminous. All right. Listen, here's what I'm going to say right now. If we even read, because after all the shit he talked and all the bullshit, if we even, nigga, go do your own shit. Why are you so on swinging on the sack and riding the fucking sack of any of these companies that he's always naming? Just go start your own shit. You are the name. You're it. You're it. If we even hear that he's joining with Adidas, we're pissed. I'm not going to read the caption under the picture because I don't want to know anything. I just want to read now and find out. Adidas CEO Bjorn Gulden revealed a decision on how the company will handle unsold Yeezy shoes designed by Kanye West. Okay, that doesn't anger me. Okay. Speaking to share. Okay, hold out on the Valium. Not yet. But get the ice ready. All right. Speaking to shareholders Thursday, Gulden said Adidas will sell about $500 million worth of the sneakers and donate the proceeds to charity. He claimed many non-government organizations advised him not to incinerate them. Quote, "We just can't burn them shoes," Gulden said. "So we're going to try to sell part of these inventories, and we're going to donate money to the organizations that help us and that were harmed by what Ye said. It's a heist." All right, get the fucking Valium, bitch. Because what that means is we're just going to liquidate the fucking inventory and just give the cash money to these fucking fake, big nose, stinking ass, fake ass Jews. Who are not. They're fucking Zionists. You know what, Kanye, you have enough money and access. Why aren't you hiring like a bomb team? You know, snipers and shit. That's the level, that's where you're at right now. Because at first I thought it was going to read, you know, because I was going to say, well, you know, they're going to say it's going to charity and they just funnel that right back to themselves. But, and it's still that too. I think it's both and, because they're saying that when they added this bullshit, and we're going to donate the money to organizations that help us and that were harmed by Ye. What Ye said, because they were so injured. But we just did a story about the brother, the little Ethiopian kid who's still reading nigger in his classroom as a high school kid in 2023 by these fucking white devils. But no payment for that. You see? Again, you got to push back on these people. If you live someplace, sadly, I don't see no fucking fake-ass Jews where I live. But if you live someplace, I encourage you to engage them and challenge their shit. There's a way to do it. Just ask them, say, listen, you know the controversy that's going on and blah, blah, and I just thought I would just ask you, you know, how do you guys come up with the this idea that you're Semitic and you're white? How do you get there? Help me make that make sense. Just how is that? And they won't have an answer. Adidas severed its relationship with West in October after the rapper made several anti-Semitic remarks. Fuck those people. Some Twitter users suggested Adidas instead donate the shoes to unhoused people and asylum seekers in need. So we're not using homeless anymore, just unhoused, bitch. Another said the company should donate sales of to the Anti-Defamation League, the fake Jews. Wait, is this a report?
Be sold and by when.
Wait now.
Shifting focus now, it is easier to sell Yeezy shoes than burn them. That's what Adidas has understood after it recently held shareholders meet after scratching their heads over the fate of millions of unsold Yeezy shoes. Adidas executives have decided to sell a part of them and donate the proceeds to charity. Let us refresh your memory. Adidas had launched a lucrative sneaker line with rapper Ye, but Adidas cut ties with the rapper in late October of last year. That was following his anti-Semitic comments on social media and in interviews. Now, Adidas CEO Golden has not provided the exact details of how many shoes will be sold and by when.
Look at that devil bitch, trying to look mysterious and shit.
Also not gone into detail about the organization's.
Wait, this the bitch. This is the only picture I've ever seen of the whore. This is the Kardashian bitch. Trying to look very, I don't know what the fuck, but this is like, I'm so whatever. Wait. I can't even do it. Wait, see the bitch. Right here. Do I lie? Oh, wait. Damn it. Look, do I lie? All I need is the hair going over. But you have to see her emotions so you can see the bitch really.
Details.
Look. I mean, nah, I don't.
How many shoes will be sold and by when. Golden has also not gone into detail about the organization's will to that will get the donations. He said that the company will provide updates as they move forward. Now, cutting ties with rapper Ye was a costly affair for Adidas. The company took a loss of $655 million in sales for the last 3 months of 2022. This led to a net loss of over $500 million and a barrage of criticism for the poor handling of the crisis.
But ask yourself, who will buy this fucking ugly ass thing? Who are they going to sell $500 million worth of inventory and merchandise to? Who's going to buy it? Again, we're back to the theme of unity and the lack of it. The lack of self-restraint, the lack of self-control from African people in this bitch. Because there should not be a market at all. We can't control the Chinese and the fucking Latinos and everybody else, but we should be able to control us. And it should just be known. Black people are not buying that shit because we know that Kanye is not benefiting from it. But you still got people going out and buying a fucking Jordan to this day, which I never understood. There's nothing special about a fucking Jordan at all. It's a cheap-ass shoe. There's nothing to it. I have 2 pairs of Jordans. Neither pair did I buy. They were given to me at different times. And one of the ones that I have have the camouflage tongue. The camouflage. Where are my damn Jordans at, y'all? And they're worn down. I need a camera. Mira. This is the lip of, like, you see. You can see their camel. They have like the camouflage and they have the Jordan thing. There, you can see it better there now. I don't know what Jordan this is or any fucking thing. These were given to me brand new box, not even ever opened. And it's the most uncomfortable pair of shoes that I own. Period, the end. Like, I would never go out and buy this shit on my own. Made in China. You feel me? I mean, there's nothing special about this shoe. I mean, to me, tennis shoes all look the fucking same. And when I hear people act like there's something amazing about them, I just like, it's like another world for me. Like I can't, dude. I'm just over everything. Anyways, nobody should buy this fucking Yeezy or whatever the fuck it's called. You know, it's ugly as fuck. But that aside, just the fact that we know the assault that Kanye has been under from these fake Zionist ass people, and therefore nobody should support it at all. You know, should not be supported. Nobody should be buying a pair of these, and they shouldn't make that $500 million. They should have to write that off as a complete loss. You know, or he can buy it back at cost, and you know, and then do his own marketing and advertising and be like, yeah, it's available, boom, boom, boom. Then everybody could support that if they just need to have that ugly ass shoe. You feel me? It's just sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. What's our timestamp? 2.5 hours. Let me see what your comments are, everybody. We're gonna start landing. I think I'll read them on here. This will be easier to see than the phone. Where do they leave off? What I see on here that I don't see on the phone. Okay, there's Rella. Righteous, I didn't understand when you said Jesus is an ALE. I don't know. Oh, you come back and you say Jesus is an allegory. Oh, I read that because I loved it. All right. I read these. J9. Deej. Big shout out to you. We got to catch up. Not the British accent. And it wasn't my best either. Andrew Smith looks like a camel. Yeah, he does. And, you know, and it's even worse than that now. Like, I cannot. I can't. He's overrated. I can't, man. I can't. And to me, I ain't seen nobody with Blue Ivy, and she looked like Beyonce. So, Cheryl, you say Jay-Z ugly. Joe the Camel looking ass knows this young man is his son, but this is who Beyonce married. And I think that she married him because, again, she's trying to be that ultimate bitch. And I think that everybody was like, ooh, Jay-Z, ooh, Jay-Z. So she wanted him just so she could get him. You see? Their relationship is not going to last. Know that you heard it here first. Watch. Anything built on sand does not stand, homie. It don't stand. And there she was at the Billboard Awards when she killed it, when she did that Run the World, that big production, and then she had a million girls with the pyro coming out of and they, who are we? What do we run? And all the shit that she murdered. Her father was there, her mother was there, her little nephew presented it. I mean, and then, but when she was like, I want to say I love me some Jay-Z. Fake bitch. Sweet D. How do you choke someone for 15 minutes? Exactly. I'm telling you, we just need to get to that motherfucker and murder his bitch ass off the same way. Don't fall for this, the optics of, ooh, we have to go through a legal process and this is the right way and, fuck all that. Somebody killed our brother, you're supposed to hunt the bitch down and kill them. That's what it is. How many erratic white people we see on the fucking subway. Thank you. And why isn't there, because there's always, invariably in every city, there's always some homeless, ditzy, out of her mind ass, meth head ass white bitch. So we have to test the fucking system, everybody. We should have people that we dispatch. And in this case, we will find that bitch in some state. She exists everywhere. And make sure we have cameras set up to choke that bitch out. And we were protecting everybody and all of humanity. Just to get the fucking double standard. Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm telling you? That's how you force their hand and get the shit you want. Remember the brother I brought you last year? He's a big YouTuber, does gaming or something. He had done the exact same clip that a bunch of white people had used, but as soon as he used it, they fucking took his video down or struck it or did some bullshit. And he went viral with his complaint, and some of the white devils that support him came out and said, and then YouTube had to do something different, you see? But he was able to show, this white motherfucker did this, all these other white motherfuckers did this, I did the same thing, I'm the motherfucker you came for. You see? You gotta hand white people their ass every fucking day at all times, everybody. At all times. It's on. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. Don't ever back the fuck down. San. That's to Cheryl. Cheryl to San. San, Cheryl. Deej. Right, when it comes to Kanye, I agree. He has enough money to start his own company. I don't understand. I know. Like, stop riding the fucking sack of these people, man. Cheryl, fake ass Jews who are Zionists. That's exactly, no. Zionists are not Jews. Just fake ass Zionists. D. Why would she not tell her son that Jay-Z was his father? If it's true, he paid her ass off. I think we learned that she had It's my motion detector. I think we read that she had filed, but she filed in the wrong, because she filed in New Jersey, but they were like, oh, bitch, you filed in the wrong state, so you need to cleanse. Either way, the fact of the matter is now, this kid is still living. And if Jay-Z don't have shit to hide, then, you know, you just get the DNA. Listen, they were able to make the kid, this Brandon Howard, get a DNA test to prove that he wasn't Michael Jackson's son, which then they came back and said, oh, it was inconclusive, and fuck that, that's Michael's son. Till I die, that's Michael's real son. Brandon Howard, period, the fucking end. With his simp ass. But if they were able to get a DNA sample for Michael Jackson, Jay-Z is not even 1/10% of the fame of Michael Jackson. You could get his DNA from anywhere. You just hire a private investigator to follow the bitch around. He spits out a piece of gum. He throws away a drinking cup. He touches some. I mean, there's so many ways to get people's DNA. You see, you have some bitch go up go up to him to get his autograph. She pulls a hair. I mean, you know. And we already know you cheated on Beyonce, so that's not even like that's not. I mean, that's known. So that's known. Deej, Jedi, you crazy about Kim's look. That's the only way she ever looks to me. Like a werewolf, or like I don't know what the fuck I don't even know what to call her. Like ugh. Son, is that woman his new wife? I think that was him and his mom. Deej. That's to Sweet D. J9 crying, laughing emojis. Sweet D, he definitely looks better than Jay. Yeah. D, how did she not know how to reach him in this age of social media? And not only that, bitch, go to fucking TMZ. You feel me? Like, they are plugged in. They have people placed everywhere. That's why they break every story. They're always right. They're very good at what they do. They're very good. And that Harvey Levin, even though he's a Zionist fucking faggot, I have to give it over that he's a very good lawyer. And, you know, they are on top of their stuff, man. So take your bitch ass to TMZ, and they can put pressure and make it happen and all these things. You just, you know. Deej, my mother was not the one for name brand stuff. She would say, wear your own names on your ass. I love that. You go, mama. Yeah, man, it's meaningless. It's so meaningless. I never understood that. Wallahi. To me, that's like, I never understood that. I just never understood that. Call me crazy, man. It's just in me. I'm looking at the same item that's way cheaper. I'm not buying that shit just because it's got a name on it. I'm not. Only time, and I've told this story many times, only time I've ever gone, oh, let me get the brand, is because for many years I wore fake Timberland boots. Just go to Payless, get the little fucking butter Tims that clearly were not Tims. What the fucking, they're hideous now that I look back at them. But damn it, I wore them, you know? Until my buddy Henry, who's passed on now, Rahimahullah, said to me, man, I was at the house one weekend, went over this for us to wash cars. And he was like, man, I got my let me show you, I got my new, because I can't even imitate Henry, his voice was so deep. And he's country as hell, man. But he was like, they just sent me new Timbs. I'm like, what you mean they just sent them to you? He was like, yeah, because he was letting me know that Timberland had a thing where they guarantee their boot. If it wear out or some shit, you send that shit back and they send you a brand new pair. I'm like, I'm on my way to buy me a pair of Timberlands. Because then it became practical. Because why would I spend all this money for Timbs? These fake Timbs, you know, at Payless, when I could make one investment and save over the span. And I still save because I didn't go to like the department store and the trendy shoe stores to buy the Timbs. I went to fucking Timberland in Hagerstown, to Timberland themselves, and got the fucking double-soled Timberlands. Do you understand? I've had my Timberlands for over 30 years, and they still look like I bought them yesterday, most of them. They hold up. That was a good investment. You understand? So, there's something to be said for quality, but not brand name. You know? In this case, I knew what look I wanted, and Timberland was it. But I'm not here for a brand name. You know, if it's my woman and she want some brand name bullshit, I get it because she want it. But I don't want it. D, is that a British accent? It wasn't a very good one tonight, D. D, I call real soon. I'll call real soon, I promise. Okay, inshallah. D, sweet D, you going to say Jay got all that money, so he's going to use every dirty trick in the book. Listen, when it's easier to just do the fucking DNA test and have it over and done with. But you see the difference? These little white kids made allegations about Michael Jackson with no evidence at all. And it became the gospel. This kid is saying, that's my fucking father. I just want a DNA test. And we're not able to make it happen. But you took down Michael Jackson's whole fucking career over absolutely nothing. Not a shred of evidence. They never found even a dirty note that Michael had ever written. I mean, come on, man. If this was a white bitch, it would have been the biggest headline. But it's a black male saying this billionaire guy owes me money, and we can't have that. You see, the white man is the devil. D, if he doesn't think he's the father, why not just take the test? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not your daddy. Take my blood. It's nothing. Deej, yes, TMZ is like the IRS. They will find you. That's even better. They really will, dude. They have sources and people placed like everywhere, dude. Remember, TMZ broke the story of Michael Jackson's death even. Some of our biggest events, TMZ is reporting, TMZ is reporting, TMZ is reporting, you know, and all the news outlets all have to say, you know, TMZ is reporting, you know, and they just confirm what the fuck CNN said because they really do a good job of getting their shit together. They just do. So I think he should acknowledge this kid in the affirmative, just like to just be done with it. Like, it's not my child. Or, you know, it just looks bad to have it floating out there just from a PR standpoint. You know, if I'm a celebrity and somebody's trying to say this, I just want it to go away, you know. And, you know, like, one of the best things that can happen to you is being in any altercation with a celebrity where it can be ambiguous and you don't really know. It could go either way. You get money very quickly, you know. If you somewhere and they just driving down the street and you bump up against that car and swear they hit you, they're going to offer you money. Come up. You understand? Something like this, it seems it's easy enough to, and, you know, as a PR, from a PR point of view, Jay-Z could come out and you know, give the DNA and be like, you know, I'm very interested in, you know, if this could be my son because I was irresponsible and the bullshit, I look like a fucking devil, you know, and then if it comes back, no, you're not the father, then he could just do something, you know, benevolent and be like, you know, but I still want to help this guy, you know, and I'm setting up a fund for him and I'm gonna give him a little bit of money, woo woo, and be like, wow, that's a cool man. Look what Jay-Z did. You just get points, you know, just as a PR piece. If I'm your advisor, that's what I'm telling you. You need to fucking have that DNA test. Whatever happens, we're gonna do something for this kid because this will take you up and blah blah blah. It'll be points for the community and blah blah blah. And I can imagine a few things, but they are money grubbing, blood drinking, selfish ass demons. You know, all black celebrities. None of them does anything for anybody. And I suggest to you that's the reason why Tiffany Haddish was scandalized. Because she was the only one out there saying, I want to start a chain of grocery stores. She has kept her word. This Ada Rodriguez person that I was telling you guys about earlier, she and Tiffany knew each other before they were famous. And they had made a pact that, you know, whoever went first, they would throw the rope back, you know, to help the other one. And so when Tiffany took off, Ada was like, you know, she busy now. She not got all this fame. It's going to, even if she do, because Tiffany called her and said, I'm going to be doing a special, you know, I need you to be ready when I call you. And then all of a sudden, all this other stuff happened. And she was like, she's not going to be able to do this. It's going to be at least 5 or 6 years. And she was like, it was like a few months later, and she got a call from her agent saying, yeah, they got the special set up. Tiffany wants you to come. And she was like, this bitch did it, you know. But I've heard other stories like that about Tiffany kept her word, you know. And I know that she comes from that place of real gratitude, living in gratitude, living in it. Because when you live in gratitude, you get more. That's why Oprah Winfrey has had and is having the experiences, because she lives in gratitude, lives in it, lives in it. The bitch ain't doing nothing for us. She's doing a lot, but not for us. But she lives in gratitude. And I think that Tiffany lives in gratitude, you know. But she's the only black celebrity you could even name that even articulated they wanted to do anything for the black community. Just even saying it, even, you know. So they had to scandalize her and bring her down with this nonsense bullshit that I don't believe, because I just don't believe that, man. I don't believe that. Tiffany is a beautiful woman. She's preserved. She's one of them sisters that could have, Tiffany ain't got no kids, but she could have, we all know sisters like that can have like a bunch of kids and they body always bounce back and they still look like they 13 and shit. Tiffany Haddish is that to me. And but I digress to say that, you know, this could be a PR moment for Jay-Z. But to leave it out there and leave this kid in the lurch is just making it fester worse. And I'm not really sure why the court would have denied it. That's why I think that they just didn't write it in the article. I think that must have been the state Supreme Court, because not the Supreme Court of the United States. Because I don't see... and then I would have to look at case law to see, first of all, is there law, or is there just, or if not, is there any case law where a litigant with a comparable stature, of a Jay-Z has been compelled by the court to give DNA when a claim is being made by a child? You know, is there difference in states and jurisdictions? You know what? I need to know that. But I offer you don't need that. You're Jay-Z. If you really got shit to hide, just come out and just give your fucking DNA. I'm over it. That's why I say we don't celebrate none of these black people, everybody. We won't celebrate nobody. Nobody. We won't give a fuck about Oscars too white or none of this bullshit that fuck all of them. Because all of them are saying and have said fuck us. They're not doing a goddamn for us. Not even one can we point to. Not even one. Black people, dude. It's just unreal. It's unreal. Anyways. Anything else from you guys? Deej, you say exactly when it comes to MJ Jedi. Cheryl, you said Michael Jackson was truly the best to ever do it. No other motherfucker could touch Michael Jackson. As facts proclaim. D just saying facts on facts. And Sweet D, I would never spend my money on Jordans, but we are so designer obsessed, and for no reason. And when it gets to men being in it, that really just is just the fucking, now the boat is sinking into the fucking bottom of the goddamn ravine and shit. You know, it's one thing if your woman wants that. I feel like even if a woman is not into that, I think it's appropriate even for your man to go and seek out the finest things for that woman. You feel me? Like, you know, just as an offering of your love for her. But women are girly and they do that. So that's their world. So if she want Christian Louboutin, get her Christian Louboutin, you know. Not because you're trying to be flashy, but just as an offering to you. If she wants that, there's a lot of women that's not really into any of that stuff, you know, just not into it. But it definitely shouldn't be men pursuing fucking labels and shit for themselves. That shit has got to go. I'm fully over that shit. Deej, I honestly believe Jay-Z is afraid of how Beyonce will react if he is his child, and that's why he won't do the test, because what other reason is there? That's interesting. But the kid is at least 21 now, and even if she did get some feathers ruffled, he ain't like no little baby, and the chick passed away. So what's the reason to get angry, Beyonce? You feel me? Like, for what? You know, and if she do get mad, fuck her. You know. Yeah. Miss Silver Surfer. Hey Jedi, glad to know you made it Africa. Do you follow me on Jedi Africa also, Miss Silver Surfer? I'm being rhetorical. I know the answer, but I want you to tell me. Sweet DJ and Bay marriage is a business deal. I've heard that. I think that some of it is business deal, but I also think that some of it is, you know, he would want Beyonce because it's Beyonce. Look at her, you know. But remember, she had more money than him at the time that she's worth more and a bigger star when she meets him. Well, strike that, because, you know, sometimes people can know people behind the scenes for a long time and you don't know they know each other yet. So I'm gonna be careful about that. But for public viewing, you know, she was and is a bigger star than him. That's just the fact. And I think, like I said, for her, for Beyonce, it's just about, she's just trying to be the ultimate bitch to outdo every bitch. She makes me sick. I can't even look at her anymore, dude. I just can't stand Beyonce. You know, I used to pull for her because I know how hard she works. She works hard, dude. Wow. It's exhausting just to think about how hard she works, but yeah, I just so got it for her. And I haven't heard any music from her that makes me even pop my fingers in a very long time. So I'm kind of over it. Anyways, 8 11:30 on the East Coast will land. Yeah, I want to keep this kind of abbreviated because I want to try to be on Jedi Africa before the weekend is out. I want to give you all an update on my process of when I'll be returning home to the Gambia. But I would just reiterate to my people, you know, just remember that one of the stories we covered tonight was that they've raised over $1 million for this guy who's a murderer. And the governor is coming out and backing him up. Fucking Florida and the bullshit. And I've said to you, we're just asking for you to donate what you can, at least 4 quarters, everybody, to this mosque. Go to the link for the GoFundMe is under this video. Click on it. It'll take you right there to it. You can watch the video. See why you're giving your damn dollar if you just need all that to give a fucking dollar. You understand? But stop being feckless and do something worthy in your life. And remember that a little bit goes a long way, because we're talking about American money translating into the Gambian dalasi. A little bit goes a long way. You understand? So go and click on that. Go there and watch. I've worked very hard to produce that video just for you. Because whereas all they got to do is see a murder and give over $1 million, I got to bring out all the shit to show you. You understand? So I've done that because I know you. Sadly. Go there, see it. It's everything you need to know is there. And donate what you can. Don't not give something. Or you can donate to the Cash App. The Cash App is the Jedi 1814 $, the Jedi 1814. You'll see that under the video as well. But going forward, anybody coming on my lives, or even in recorded videos, I see your name, you type a comment, you ain't donated something to the mosque, I will not be responding to your comment. Shouldn't have to revert to these tactics. Do you understand? As I've said, there's people that I'm aware of who have donated to this cause and who've donated before, and people have just given for other shit like my birthday, or just donated to the whatever. I'm aware of those. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about those of you who know you haven't given even fucking 4 white quarters, as my grandmother would call it. So, but you got all this to type and say, you know, and I give my time to you and all that stuff. And now we could do something wonderful for this mosque. Transform it with our American dollar. Transform it. And you would have the satisfaction of the fruition of this mosque when it is complete. You know? Wow. It's really a sad thing. So do go and give either to the Cash App or give to the GoFundMe, everybody. You know, we're not raising $1 million. We're not. And I didn't murder nobody. So there's that detail. If you're watching this after it's no longer live and it's recorded video, do give something. Everybody has at least 4 quarters. Don't tell me you don't have that. If you don't have that, you should not be living. Why are you don't have time to watch me if you don't have 4 quarters. You don't have time. You don't have time. You don't have time. But you do have it. So give it. Give it. Give it, give it, give it. So today is Saturday. This is a good hour for me here on the West Coast, everybody. That way I can have you know, a decent evening, and I can get maybe I get some calls in tonight. I doubt it, because usually after I'm live, I need to just come down, because this is a lot for me. It looks easy, it's not. You know, I've said this over the years. Just I would love everybody who ever watches me or anybody else that's never done a fucking YouTube video, certainly live. You just present yourself to the world. Just do that. Just do that, and see how you feel, and see what work is involved in that. You're just used to the outcome of work. Oh, there's the Jedi appeared. You have no idea of all that it takes and everything that had to happen for me to sit here today to be in front of you. Do you understand? You know. Anyway, so I have to have a D something period whenever I finish recorded videos or live videos. I need to just collect myself. Plus, I mostly like being naked in my house, And I don't like sitting up here in anything, so I usually like to get naked as soon as I get off, and you know, that brings my body temperature down. I cool off and stuff. I'm just more relaxed, you know, have some tea and stuff like that. But either way, it's still early, and then I can have an early morning where I can get some of my calls in tomorrow, you know, and be kind of fresh. And maybe we will get a chance to convene on Jedi Africa tomorrow, inshallah, because as I say, we still have some more video that I still need to continue to share with you guys about everything that went on in Gambia. So I still have more video to share with you and to go through, and as well as to update you and bring you up to speed on my process of when I intend to be returning to the Gambia. So I think I read all the comments. Silver Surfer, you say, no, I'm missing something. Barbara Edwards, as I'm landing, we're taxiing into the gate, Barbara. I love you. It's so good to see you. Oh, man, you say, yes, I do. I just caught you live. Actually, I know who you are, Queen. This is Barbara Edwards, and yes, B is overrated to me. Oh, Barbara, I hope you can be a part of the next one. It's good to see you. You have to know that. Cheryl, Jedi, I'm literally dying of laughter about fucking thing you say, especially about DeSantis, white supremacist ass, and even Beyonce. Laughing so goddamn hard. I don't know what I said. You know, stuff just comes out of me. Barbara Edwards, the Silver Surfer is an old YouTube name. I vaguely remember it, actually. Oh, you're saying you're the Silver Surfer? Yeah, because, no. Are you saying you the Silver? Yeah. I think that's what you're saying, Barbara? Andrea, labels have become so overrated. Labels. I'll end that on a quick funny story for you guys as I totally land. Many years ago, there used to be this show called Kids in the Hall. It was like a sketch comedy type show. And this dude is a faggot, right? And this one skit, he's supposed to be the gay dude, and they're playing baseball. And I think it's supposed to be girls baseball or men's baseball. Either way, I'll just say it's girls baseball. Anyways, and they go, but he was narrating something to the camera, and they go, and he said something to them, and they go, but you're a man. And he looks at the camera and goes, labels, you know, in a real sissy. We laughed at that for the longest time, man. Because we carry stuff just to the labels. So that reminds me of that. Labels have become so overrated. Labels. Sweetie, shoes and boots is the one thing I spend money on. Gotta keep my feet cute. See, that's so girly. Oh, okay, Barbara. While Silver Surfer sounds familiar, like for some reason, but I don't know if I knew that was ever associated with you. So just Barbara, my queen. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna land it here, everybody. I bid you all to have a good evening. And if you don't go and put something on, at least $1, everybody, damn. If you don't go and put something on the GoFundMe or the Cash App, you're really sad. You're sad, man. You're sad. You're just sad. You're just sad. These people raised $1 million for this dude. And he's a murderer. Here we're trying to do something noble for the house of God. I've said enough. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for being here for the stream. Thank you for your patience because we had some technical difficulty at the beginning. Those of you who we haven't spoken in a while, I do pray that we get a chance to speak on the phone in the next days. And I remind you, I'm always available. Even if I can't speak, you can always call me. Everybody who knows me knows that, because you wouldn't have my phone number if I wasn't interested in talking to you. That's just 100%. People don't have my phone number that I don't want to talk to. Don't do that and adopt that for yourself. Don't give your phone number out just to be nice and shit. If you know you're not interested in talking to somebody, don't give them your fucking phone number. That way when my phone rings, I know it's somebody that I want to talk to. Even if I don't have time at that moment, or I'm busy or something like that. If it's ringing, it's somebody I want to talk to. You understand? Or that I would talk to. You know? Like, I always remind people that you wouldn't have my phone number if I didn't want to talk to you guys. So just understand that. So we will be together soon, inshallah. I love you all, my people. Too much. Too much sometimes. All the time. Yeah. But I'm going to keep following my heart until it tells me to do something different. That's what I'm going to do. Have a good evening. I'll see you soon.